Greetings, pro wrestling fans, and thank you for joining us at the Pro Wrestling Look Back podcast. I'm Nick, and I'm sitting here with
Donovan, Donovan.
And Shane.
Yes.
2 weeks in a row.
I know, this is good. The pay-per-view preview / review.
Yeah.
It's good. Donovan's spelling his name. It's very old school.
Yep.
I love it. Thank you for checking out the Pro Wrestling Look Back podcast, guys. This is the Roundtable, episode 49. Almost at 50.
One more to go.
I told you that 52 is the one that I'm kind of more excited for, I think, than others. But it's just because it's 52 weeks in a year.
Years.
50. Hey, maybe. You never know.
You never know.
If you don't already, guys, check us out on Instagram and Twitter at PW Lookback on both of those. You can send us an email over at prowrestlinglookback@gmail.com. Head over to teespring.com/prowrestlinglookback if you want to get yourself a t-shirt, water bottle, tank top. No, there's no water bottle. I've said that so many weeks now that I think there's a water bottle. I really got to make one. T-shirt, tank top. There's a mug. Get a mug. Send us DMs, comments, questions, concerns, topics, suggestions, anything. We appreciate all the communication from any of the listeners, and we appreciate anybody downloading the show. Thank you for the download, and we hope you enjoyed the show. And don't forget, we are now sponsored and in association with Pure Oxide Premium CBD Oils. Check them over at Pure Oxide CBD on Instagram. I think they're on Twitter as well. You can get contact with at Justin Brothers on Instagram as well if you want to get some more information about the product. But I'm about 2 weeks in now, and I'm starting to noticing the differences in my legs and my knees and just kind of my joints being a little more mobile with the amount of walking that I do on a regular basis for work. And then, the walking that I did this weekend, or last weekend, for SummerSlam in Toronto. NXT, SummerSlam, Raw, SmackDown.
You did it all.
Well, I didn't go to NXT, but
okay.
Shout out to Mike D, who was on the show last week with us.
Yes.
We couldn't get him in this week to talk NXT, but still, busy guy. So hope he enjoyed the show, and we're going to break down a little bit of NXT, SummerSlam, shoot the shit about everything pretty much. But
yeah.
Overall, how was the weekend for you guys, just from a pure wrestling watching standpoint?
As a diehard fan, or maybe not diehard, like longtime fan, I'll say, it was a really good weekend. The product was great.
Yeah, overall, I enjoyed everything that I did get to watch.
Yeah, no, and to clarify for anybody who was there, Donovan came with me to SmackDown.
Yeah. I
went to Monday Night Raw the night before with Clayton. Shout out to Clayton for that experience. That was an awesome night. First time for him going to a wrestling show that wasn't AAA. I think he went to one AAA show down in Mexico.
Yeah.
Or no, it was MLW, I think we talked about on the Stringers episode. But
okay.
So that was his first WWE show, and we were down fucking second row. It was incredible, awesome seats, and then we'll get to it later, but being that close for Sasha Banks freaking out was kind of cool too, even though, as much as I may or may not have been a fan of it, it was cool to be that close and kind of in the building for that. And then, SummerSlam I was there for on Sunday as well. I was way up in the rafters kind of looking through the Maple Leaf banners to see the Jumbotron and the ring, but still a good show.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was just going to say it was a little bit bittersweet, though, because, I was thinking about it, too, man. Me and Nick haven't watched a pay-per-view together in a little while now, and I watched SummerSlam pretty much by myself for the most part.
You've watched the last couple by yourself.
The last few, so I'm like...
Stomping Ground, Extreme Rules was after Stomping Ground?
Yeah.
So Stomping Ground, I was in New York. Extreme Rules, I remember we couldn't watch that one together either. So it's kind of a good point. We'll be looking forward to
the next
Clash of Champions coming up soon.
And it's SummerSlam. It's a big one. So it was like, I just wish I watched it with a few, like the past few years, we've had little parties and get-togethers of...
I was thinking that when I was there. I was like, this is a big fucking deal. Like, this is SummerSlam. I'm usually at home making a bunch of food, and there's a whole whack ton of people coming over. And, this isn't just like, not to degrade any other pay-per-views in WWE, but this isn't Fastlane, leading into a bigger pay-per-view or just a pay-per-view where, it's Sunday and we'll sit down and watch the pay-per-view. This is a big fucking deal.
Yep.
And it really felt like that downtown in the city. I checked out the Superstore they had over at the Toronto Metro Convention Center. I was kind of upset because I should have went on the Friday. The store opened. It was open from Friday, I think probably 10 a.m. or whatever, all the way up until Sunday at 1 p.m. I think those were the hours throughout the 3 days. I got there on the Sunday. They still had quite a bit of selection of stuff, but the first thing I was pissed about was when I got to the fucking door and the guy's like, "Oh yeah, your bag needs to be clear." I'm like, "What? What do you mean? What are you talking about?" I'm like, "So I can take everything out of my bag, put it in my pockets, and walk in, and that's fine?" He's like, "Yep." I'm like, "Okay." So I took all the stuff out of my bag that I cared about, put it in my pockets, and then put my bag to the side. He's like, "If somebody takes it, it's not my fault. I'm like, okay, man, whatever. So I go in and I'm scoping around the WWE store, which, don't get me wrong, it was fucking cool. Like, there's WWE shit everywhere, title belts and T-shirts, and maybe I'll post some of them on our Instagram, or if you guys want, go look up like the Toronto SummerSlam T-shirts that they had, because they did a tie-in with the Raptors and the Leafs.
Oh, nice.
And they had a Toronto SummerSlam with the Maple Leafs logo, and it was a blue shirt. And then they had a black shirt that said SummerSlam in gold with the Raptors logo, kind of mimicking the championship T-shirt. Wicked fucking shirts. I got not that I want to get into the T-shirts that I bought at SummerSlam, but I just kind of got the generic ones and then a vintage one, and I'm sitting there thinking, oh, okay, I can get these when I get to the stadium later tonight, because I'm going to be here for the next 3 nights. This is the beginning for me. Meanwhile, the beginning for them was Friday. So needless to say, I get to the arena, no fucking T-shirts available. They're gone, sold out everywhere.
Oh, shit.
No chance. So I managed to get this one. You can probably see in the picture online tonight. The Kevin Owens kind of remake of the Raptors. So happy with that, but wish I went to the store a little bit earlier, I got to be honest.
It's all good. You got a nice one. You got a good one.
You did.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I like it. And I like the whole Kevin Owens. I was saying to you, Donovan, when we went to SmackDown,
yes,
it would be cool to see, because every time Kevin comes to Toronto, there's a different Toronto-based sports team type T-shirt or Canada T-shirt, because I've got the Montreal Canadiens one. Our buddy Simon's got the Blue Jays one. I know there's a Team Canada baseball one that has like Owens on the back with a Canada KO on the front. Then they've done this now Raptors one with Fight Toronto Fight on the back of it. I don't know. It'd be cool to kind of have a collection of all those different KO Toronto shirts, because not only is it awesome that we get our own shirts up in Toronto, but it would be cool to have all of them together.
Oh yeah, for sure it would be. Yeah.
But yeah, the 4 nights, man, fucking busy. I don't know. Did you guys have a favorite? NXT, SummerSlam, Raw, SmackDown? I mean, maybe SummerSlam might stick out a little more than most, but
I would say as a whole, I would still pick SummerSlam.
Yeah.
But there were moments like all across the board from every show.
Yes. Yeah.
So
I definitely agree with that. What do you guys say is your biggest takeaway / biggest talking point of the whole weekend?
The Fiend.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
I wish I had a soundbite for that, but I don't.
Yeah, I would probably say The Fiend.
This is the closest that I got. Rest. And it's not very close. I don't even know if that match is ever going to happen. Probably not. Hopefully not. But
let's leave that in peace.
Let that rest. I would probably say The Fiend.
Yeah.
The Sasha angle from Raw was a huge moment, and it was really, really well done. We'll talk about that more when we talk about Raw.
Yeah,
and seeing Trish back in the ring, it was a great moment.
That is a pretty big deal too. And not only was she back in the ring, but she was doing her shit maybe better or as good as she ever did in the ring. But I think for myself, as much as I'm a Becky fan, man, that Sasha fucking come back and turn and freak out and hair change, and that's got to be the biggest, I think, talking point from the entire weekend, if it isn't, some of the stuff you guys mentioned, or maybe Seth Rollins winning the WWE Universal Championship. Well, I felt so proper there. I said it all. WWE Universal Championship. But
which I'm sure we'll get into how you feel about Seth winning.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We're gonna break down as much as we feel the need to a bit of everything. But I don't know. Any more thoughts? Kind of just like little things before we really dive into each of the matches, because I enjoyed some of the matches on SmackDown, and the fact that show was kind of more wrestling.
Absolutely,
when me and you went.
Yes. Yeah.
It was.
And obviously, I mean, like I said, I went to Raw second row. That was the first time I'd ever been that close to the ring. So that might have been my biggest kind of greatest moment of the weekend, was being so close. Again, shout out to Clayton for that. And anybody who's checked out our Stringers show of the past, or who hasn't, go look up the Stringers podcast with the Pro Wrestling LookBack. Did a crossover on his podcast back in February. Really cool show, kind of explaining pro wrestling to some non-fans and some hardcore fans. But we were in talks with Clayton. We're going to be doing a special roundtable with him coming up in the future. We don't have a set date on that yet, but there'll be a special guest coming on that show too, and I don't want to give anything away on here, but we'll see. It'll be coming. Stay excited, stay tuned, and we'll see what's coming up in the future as far as that goes. But
it's not Bret Hart.
No, maybe, but I don't count your blessings on Bret Hart. I don't know. Hey, he showed up on Raw. After seeing him on AEW, I didn't think we'd be getting a Bret Hart appearance on Monday Night Raw anytime soon. I got to be honest with you.
Yeah, no, he's the Canadian great hope.
Yeah, that's one way to put him. I feel like he's a
That's-
little
yeah.
bitter, more bitter than I'd like him to be lately. But I
feel like that's just Brett.
Yeah.
Kinda, you know.
I think that's
I agree with Donovan. I think that's just Brett.
that's just kind of the way he is.
Yeah.
Major things I wanted to bring up as well. Singles matches.
Yeah.
How fucking awesome was it that this SummerSlam show was basically all singles matches and a couple tag team matches?
It was refreshing. Honestly, it
Very.
felt the matches just I find just flowed
Yes. Yeah.
much better.
Yeah.
It didn't seem like anything was really in disarray. It didn't feel like anything was,
No, and it didn't feel like anybody was shoehorned in just because their name is Charlotte Flair or because, do you know what I mean? And not to pick on
No,
Charlotte, but I just mean
but it's true. Yeah.
we didn't have any of those matches where it's like, oh, this is going to be a really good singles match, but let's put this person in because they're a big star.
Well, it's like every year now with Mania, they want to get as many people on the card as possible.
We didn't have that.
So they just throw them in like 8-man tags or battle royals or like fatal 4-way tag matches. And I'm not saying that these matches aren't good because it's about the talent, but sometimes it's nice to have a one-on-one.
It diminishes the significance of being on the show.
Absolutely it does.
Like, it takes away from the special opportunity that you have to wrestle on the second biggest pay-per-view of the year.
Mm-hmm.
So I like that they stuck to their guns, I guess, their old school guns in that sense, and stayed with singles matches and just maybe some of the feuds and stuff didn't have the best build, Bayley and Ember and stuff like that, but I felt as a whole this SummerSlam card, although it was very predictable,
Yes.
it was well done, and I think sometimes it has to be, not has to be predictable, but sometimes predictable is okay, because I think all the stuff that happened here, aside from maybe 1-2 matches, is what should have happened.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For the characters building forward. I'm starting to, and I don't want to speak too soon, but I'm starting to see WWE take some steps and thinking about, 5, 10 down the line, because I keep saying you can't keep bringing these old guys back. You need to make Seth Rollins and, I don't know, maybe not Baron Corbin, somebody else, give me another name, Buddy Murphy.
Kofi Kingston.
Kofi Kingston. You need, when these guys come back and they're on the show 3 times a year, it needs to be as big of a deal as when so-and-so big superstar comes back now.
Yeah.
Because eventually we're going to be at that point, and if Seth Rollins doesn't feel as big of a star as Goldberg coming back, then you failed at some point in the building up of guys, in my opinion. But I don't know. We can dive kind of, if you guys, do you want to get to NXT first? And then
Sure.
I figure that was first on the Saturday anyway, and we'll probably fly through it a little quicker than we will SummerSlam. So, this was my, I don't know, match of the night, but one of, if not, if you can only watch 1 or 2 matches of the night in NXT, just watch the first 2. And I think
That's all I got to see.
well, I think, Donovan, you saw the best 2.
You saw the best 2 matches.
In my opinion, because holy fucking frog splash from the Street Profits.
Yeah, I was telling Donovan earlier too before we got on here tonight. I love the Street Profits. I really do. I wasn't a huge fan of this match. It was really, really good.
Yeah.
But I think it's because I'm not an avid watcher of NXT.
Same here.
So
I just watched the takeovers.
I wasn't clicking with it immediately, but like the work itself was ridiculously great. But yeah.
Was it, like, for me, I know this is what a big reason why I liked it so much is I really didn't think they were going to win.
I didn't either.
I really thought, like, because I know Donovan was hyping it up huge going into this, talking about, Undisputed Era taking all the titles and really holding all the gold. I don't know about what I can speak for Roddy, but I thought that the tag team guys were going to be winning this for sure. Especially because, and fuck, they do such a good job, in my opinion, but especially because the Street Profits are up on Raw.
Yes.
And they're doing their thing backstage, and they're kind of, I don't know, I like the whole hype man gimmick and how they're, we got this match next, and we got your girl, Nikki Cross, and then Buddy's like, oh yeah, and he's all hungover, but he can't really say the word hungover. He's dehydrated, he's drinking a bunch of water. And Toronto starts chanting chug. Fucking awesome. But I don't know, like you said, it wasn't over the top greatest match ever, but they did everything right. And
they checked all the boxes. Like everything worked. Yeah.
And a great opener.
Absolutely.
Yeah. They like to open up the NXT shows with the tag matches, I find, all the time.
They do, not so much back when it was Gargano DIY era. I feel like those guys weren't opening the show as often back then.
No, because Gargano and Ciampa got so big, they wanted to save them for later.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
I feel like the last few I've seen, it's always been like
tag team stuff.
Undisputed guys
opening it up. Yeah. Did they who did the Street Profits win those titles from? Do you know? I don't know off the top of my head, and if you guys don't, it's not a big deal. I just can't remember if it was them or if
Wasn't
it was
it?
those other.
Well, it was a match with it was like a ladder match, I believe. That's where they won.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, I remember now.
It was like the Fatal 4-Way.
Yeah.
Right?
And
Yeah.
I think the Viking guys had them.
Yes, you're right. The
Right?
Viking
Correct,
Raiders,
yeah,
the War
yeah.
Raiders,
War Raiders.
War Machine, whatever the hell they're called.
That needs to that I got some gripes with all that shit too. But
Oh yeah.
yeah,
We'll
we
get
can
to it
save
later, maybe?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was my piss break when I went to Raw. I gotta be
Yes.
honest. I saw the jobbers walk out, and I turned to my buddy and Clayton, and I'm like, "Yeah, I'll be right back." He's like, "Who are they?" I'm like, "They're jobbers." He's like, "What's that mean?" I'm like, "They're gonna lose in 2 minutes, so I'll be right back." I don't need to see the Viking Raiders right now. But they're a good tag team. Don't get me wrong.
Yes, they are.
They're not my thing right now.
They're not a good tag team on Raw.
No.
They were a good tag team on NXT.
But yeah, all in all, Street Profits, very good match.
Yes.
Donovan, happy you saw it. Anybody who
Shout out
didn't,
to the era too. That was there was some cool like real tag team work I thought on both ends where they were doing like I had all 4 guys in the ring and going like one guy crossing and
yeah,
all kinds
Yes.
of knees and strikes flying around. I thought who's the bigger guy of the Street Profits, the thicker of the two?
Angelo Dawkins.
Yeah,
and
guy
then
with the headbands.
yeah.
Yes.
That I think it's Angelo Dawkins, right?
So
Yes.
I
Yeah.
thought he utilized his size very well.
Because he's
And it
by
was-
far the biggest. Sorry to cut you off. By far the biggest guy in that match.
Yeah, and it was it was even very believable as far as the way that they were attacking him and the moves that O'Reilly and Fish were using on him, I thought.
No,
It
totally.
just made a lot of sense overall, that match.
Yeah, no, and you're right. I don't want to, not give enough credit to Undisputed Era because they definitely did their part to make that match.
Oh, for
as
sure
good
they
as
did.
It was.
Yeah, for sure.
Were you gonna say, sorry?
No, another thing, I think this was the first time that they were back teaming together because remember, it was usually O'Reilly and Strong.
Strong.
For a little while.
I'm not 100%. Was this the first?
Oh, because Fish is the mustache, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
and
because
gone for
he
a
was
bit.
out for a long,
Yeah.
like a long time, was he not?
Yeah,
I believe. Yeah, wasn't it a few? I think it was like.
I'm trying to remember
I
though.
can't
Like
remember.
I can't remember
Maybe
if
they
he
were
was
in
in
the
that Fatal
ladder.
4-Way or not. I'm
Yeah.
not 100% sure. So
I think the Fatal 4-Way was
Yeah.
Roderick.
yeah, see.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was.
So
Roderick.
so you're right. So
Yeah.
it was Bobby Fish's first match back. We need Mike here for the expert NXT knowledge. But moving forward, Io Shirai, Candice LeRae. Holy fuck, man! I'm getting it out. It's coming. I don't want to go out on a limb, but this is up there for match of the weekend, in my opinion.
It was
It's
absolutely
up
the
in
match-
that conversation for sure.
Yeah, it was absolutely the match of the night on NXT, and it quite possibly was probably the match from the two shows. These two went out there with a story, and they worked their asses off.
Yeah, the build, like watching the promo video
Oh my
before and
God.
her turning on Candice and that the whole like Candice being there for her in the other matches.
Yeah.
And then her freaking out, her gear, all black gear, just everything about Io Shirai and the character that she's kind of created in NXT.
Everything was believable. Like every time she tried to pin Candice and Candice kicked out,
Yeah.
the way Io was reacting was just spot on perfection.
I just love that Candice is finally getting the opportunity that she kind of deserves in at least NXT, let alone WWE, because she was kind of floating around as Johnny's wife there for a while and
She was
not
yeah.
really doing much. So
It's just some of the spots in that match.
didn't they do?
Like,
I'm not good with the names of moves, but did they do a Spanish fly off the top rope? They did that
Yes.
backflip type,
Yeah.
they did.
which is insane. And I can't. Again, I don't remember all the spots either, but the match was just. It was the story. I don't think
Yeah.
it was the spots or the moves. It was the story. And for me, a big thing with Io Shirai and why I like the character so much is what I talked to you guys about inside before we hit record, and that's the facials.
Absolutely.
The facial expressions of that girl, that chick, she's just, I don't know, she makes you believe that like you hate her. Even though you know what you're watching is not fully the truth, but it's, I don't know. I'm down with it. I'm down
It
with
was,
Io Shirai.
there were so many spots in that match that to really try to call one is too hard for me.
Totally.
But right out the gate, they were on the floor and that suplex onto the announce table, like the way she hit it, it was just like, okay, where did that like
Yeah.
like, shit.
No, totally. It was
It was insane.
And I don't think, I mean, as much as me and Shane, and I know Donovan, you like Candice LeRae too, and Io Shirai, but I don't think anybody expected that these two were going to maybe steal the show at an NXT takeover.
No,
Yeah.
absolutely not.
Or, in some people's opinion, a SummerSlam weekend. So, I don't know. I gave them the applause for that, but awesome match. Awesome match. Moving forward, triple threat: The Dream versus Pete Dunne versus Roddy. Good old Roddy.
Yeah, I'm going back to what you said at the beginning, Nick, about the show being predictable.
Yeah.
I
thought that more about SummerSlam, but I guess you're kind of right about this too.
I agree. It was more about SummerSlam. I think this match, I wanted to believe that Dunne could win, but I think we all knew Dream was going to retain.
Yeah.
I think just deep down we were all like, oh, Roderick could take it. Oh, Dunne could take it. But no, Dream wasn't going to lose a triple threat. When Dream drops his title, it'll be to someone else.
Yeah.
And it'll be one-on-one.
That's a great point because I didn't think about that, him dropping the title and the fact that it probably will be a one-on-one match.
Yeah.
But once we seen the tag match, I thought Roddy was taking this because of the fact, that the tags didn't go to the Undisputed. I thought,
that's true
he's
too.
definitely going to get the belt.
See,
You
I
know
thought
what I mean?
the opposite. For me, it confirmed. Like when they didn't win the tag match, I was like, yeah, they're not.
None of them are
I was
winning?
like, Cole
not gonna
will
be-
probably retain. That's the one I knew, but
Yeah.
I was like, I don't think.
I think the other thing too is I think as high on, if you look at Cole and you look at Gargano, but the company is just, and especially Hunter, of what you read online, he's huge on Dream. This guy is going to be a massive player when he gets called up.
Good.
He's going to be massive, and I really want them to get behind. I
hope so. Yeah.
I hope
Vince can keep his hands off of it long enough, but I really believe that he will be huge. I can see him main eventing in the next 2 years.
Oh yeah.
Maybe
Really?
3, maybe
That's
not
a
2.
bold- that's
That is a bold statement,
prediction.
but it's
I like
it's
it,
not
though.
even as much of it's a bold statement as he could. It's just, are they going to do it? You know what I mean? It's not a matter. Yeah.
Will they pull the trigger?
Will they? Exactly. I felt the match was kind of just not stagnant, but just very where it should have been. It didn't have any like peaks and valleys much for me.
It kind of plateaued after a while. It wasn't
Exactly.
really moving. And then near the last quarter of it, you're like, okay, here we go.
Yeah.
And then it really picked up.
I'm happy with the Dream win. I got to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
We can talk about his entrance a little bit. Shout out to Canada.
Shout out to the Raptors.
I did see that. Yes, I seen his entrance.
The
Yeah.
Mountie. So you guys told me that was the theme music of the original
Yeah.
wrestler,
yes,
the Mountie.
It was.
And then the Raptors cheerleaders came out. I don't know if they were actually the Raptors cheerleaders. I'd like to know that. I'd be curious. Or if it was just a
Yeah.
bunch of girls.
It could have been. Who
Indie
knows?
wrestler
But
girls.
they had the whole logo on the screen and stuff like that.
Oh yeah,
it was really
championship.
cool.
And like I said, like I talked about earlier, with them WWE combining with the NBA and the NHL and MLSE to make these Toronto Raptors Maple Leafs SummerSlam branded T-shirts. Good fucking idea, because you
absolutely.
can basically print money when you're going to a championship city. Especially one like Toronto who hasn't had a championship since '92. It's a big fucking deal. You know what I mean? The city's been all over it, so it was a good idea for them, and smart job for Velveteen to do that in his entrance as well.
Oh yeah.
Overall, good, I guess, action-packed.
Yeah.
Triple threat, like I said, just didn't go above and beyond, didn't really go under, just kind of stuck right in the middle, and it was a good one.
I agree.
Something I do remember watching actually, and I think it was right before this, was the Matt Riddle segment.
Yeah,
Right?
I kind of forgot to bring that
Yeah,
up. Him and Killian Dane kind of had a brawl around the arena.
Yeah. That'll be when we actually get the match. It could be incredible.
Oh, it was awesome.
But yeah.
Did you guys see, I doubt you did, but did you see any of the watch-along SummerSlam stuff?
No, I didn't.
So they had a WWE watch-along where like different wrestlers were popping in and out, different people from around here, Sportsnet and stuff like that were coming. Santino was there, and like different people from Aftermath, Nug, Caroline, they were on that show. Riddle was on there, Otis, and I think they were kind of coming and going, but Matt Riddle told a whole story about how he bumped into Goldberg backstage.
Oh shit.
Oh, I've heard about this.
And I don't know if it was true, but he was just talking, and he bumped. He's like, "Oh, like, I got some words for you." He's like, "Okay, bro." And he's just like, "I'm not your bro." Like he said, "I'm not your bro" to Riddle and all this shit. I don't know. Go watch the clip.
And then Riddle said, "I'm not. My bad, bro."
Yeah. He's like, "My bad, bro," or something.
Oh shit.
I don't know. I don't know how much of a work that is or what it isn't, but I mean, we can talk more about that and Sasha Banks stuff later and what fans were saying to me around when I was sitting second row.
Well, I was just gonna say how Shane said about Dream. I feel that way about Matt Riddle.
Okay.
I think
Absolutely. No,
he
I
could be a
completely
main
agree with
event.
you.
Yeah.
I completely agree.
Not to say that Dream, like I like them, I love them both, obviously. But
I'm like antsy for Matt Riddle. Like I almost want to just
Yeah.
get this Killian Dane shit over with so he
Yeah.
can just go fight Adam Cole. Because it's like, come on,
I think it's because when you talk about people coming up from NXT, everyone's talking about Cole, everyone's talking about Gargano, they're talking about Ciampa, they're talking about I mean, obviously Black and Ricochet have already come up,
but some of those people aren't going to work up on the main roster.
No, and I'm sorry. I love Gargano so much.
To me, he's more believable than Cole.
I think Cole and Gargano,
don't get me wrong, they're both very small.
Yeah.
But I feel like Gargano and the way he wrestles and everything is just more believable. I can't picture, and I like Adam Cole. I've come around, and especially Matt Riddle. I used to fucking hate Matt Riddle.
Oh, yeah. I forgot
you did.
I used to fucking hate him. I like him a lot now, but Adam Cole I've come around too, but he's just not believable. And I get you're amazing on promos, and you can talk your way through a lot. But when even Cesaro steps up to you, like, what do you do then?
Yeah.
Let alone Braun Strowman or Roman Reigns. You know what I mean? Like,
I just
Cesaro's going to make him look like a kid.
I just worry that they're going to get lost in the shuffle. Like, they've been utilizing Ricochet really well for the most part.
He's got some height, though.
But
not that I want to focus on that, but I mean, he does have that. He's like 6'1", 6'2", is he not?
Is he?
Ricochet?
Yeah.
Is he really?
I would imagine so. He doesn't. I don't look at Ricochet as a little guy. It's funny that you say that.
I thought I would look at them like around the same height though, because I've seen them match up, Cole and him.
Yeah, maybe they are, and
pretty
I'm
close. Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to.
No, it's okay. I just worry because we know what a machine WWE can be when you come off of NXT.
Mm-hmm.
You worry that they're going to get lost in the shuffle. They're going to get buried. I don't think Cole and Gargano will get buried, but I don't know what happens. So.
I've never talked about this on the show, but do you think some of the fact that it always feels worse is because of how hot they are in NXT? That it's hard, that no matter what, they're always going to have a little bit of a dip down when they come onto the main roster because
I think it is.
NXT just has that.
It's a different monster. You know what I mean?
Like, it's just always hot.
Yeah, the crowds are always better. And
if you're on top in NXT, I feel like that's something different than being on top in WWE.
Oh, I completely agree. Yeah,
like, you're more the hardcore fans guy.
Yeah,
the hardcore fans, traditional person that they're rooting for.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I want to see Cole and Gargano on the main roster at some point because I'm picturing matches with like, even like, I don't want to say lesser guys, but like smaller guys on the card, like someone like Ziggler, someone like
Chad
McIntyre, Gable. You know,
totally.
I'm trying to picture like a Johnny Gargano and Daniel Bryan match, and I'm just like, what?
Yeah, that would be awesome.
It could
especially
happen.
The heel Daniel Bryan that we have now. That would be great.
Like, it could happen one day. So,
yeah.
Here's hoping.
Moving on, I guess.
Yes.
We got a little sidetracked there, but Shayna Baszler, Mia Yim. This kind of disappointing for myself. I know Donovan didn't see this.
Donovan's out here.
Or much of the main event.
This match was definitely, it didn't work for me.
I think the match wasn't great, don't get me wrong, but I think that part of it was subject to where they were on the card in between that triple threat and right before Johnny and Gargano.
It was definitely placement. It did have an effect on it. I said this to Donovan, is I don't feel like they work well together.
Those two?
Yeah. Shayna's...
That's the first time I'd ever seen them.
Yeah.
I didn't watch any of the promo build or anything, right?
Shayna's, like, I want to see her in the ring with someone like Becky, like Natty, like Charlotte. I don't think Mia is that style, so it's very different.
I don't know her well enough. I just know her from the women's tournament, and then I know she's worked enough on the indies and stuff. And I think I talked a little bit last week about how I kind of like her character, and it's different in the bandana, and
it's
it's got something. It's different.
Yeah, and I mean, this isn't to discredit anything that she does in the ring because she's incredible, but I just feel like her and Shayna's work styles were very different.
Oh, the styles clashed.
Styles clash.
Yeah. But is that?
Yeah,
they
kind of what I mean. Yeah.
Man, now when you said it, it kind of hit me. Although I didn't see the match, but I think it's coming back to me. I've said it a few times when we talk about Shayna. It's just like they can't hang with her, like straight up. I think she should just be on the main dance, man. She's really fucking good.
I completely agree.
She is really fucking good. I don't know what it is, and I just thought of this now, but that Mia Yim character to me would be much better in a tag team.
Absolutely.
Like, not because I don't think she's good enough to be a single star.
Mm-hmm.
I just think
Warrior.
Kidding. Fuck. Oh, there we go.
I saw them up close and personal, man. I thought they were going to win the titles. I was actually bought in on Monday, but we'll get to that later.
We'll get to that.
Yeah, no. I just think like the whole street thing with her and the bandana and everything would be cool to have a partner, and you both kind of come out like that.
Yeah, no,
it looks like a tag team type gimmick, if you know what I'm trying to get at.
It just felt, I think what you said hit the nail on the head. It was placement.
Yeah. I think if you would have opened the show with this, probably wouldn't have been as bad.
No, it probably wouldn't have been.
Tag team match might have suffered, depending on where you'd put that in between, but I think if you opened with this and got, like, maybe if Mia got the crowd going with the I don't know. She'd be the first babyface they saw, I guess.
Do you know what it really, honestly, and this is a real throwback here, but what it really reminds me of is WrestleMania, when WrestleMania 18. Okay, the one in Toronto.
Yep.
They had the triple threat for the women's title. They had Trish, Lita, and Jazz.
Yep.
And they put that match after Rock Hogan.
In between that and
before the main event.
Yeah, it was like a buffer.
And the match was okay. It wasn't great because Trish was very like fresh in the ring still.
Okay, yeah, I guess 2002 or 1 at the time.
Yeah, and obviously Lita and Jazz knew what they were doing. Trish was still kind of green. But putting that match in that spot, Jazz gave Lita that Fisherman Buster off the top fucking rope.
And the
crowd didn't budge. I remember like sitting
there. They were
there.
too busy. They'd wasted all their energy. Not wasted, but they had used up all their energy for Hogan and Rock.
We were exhausted.
Yeah, you guys were there.
I mean, like, I can speak for myself. Like, I remember watching that match and going, holy shit, she just did that. And I'm looking around at everyone around me and I was like, no one fucking cares.
Did anybody notice?
No one fucking cares.
Speaking of her, she's coming back, eh? She posted a video last week. She's AEW bound, buddy.
Yeah, AEW.
I was just gonna say she was a badass, man. Like
I was a fan.
Did you see the video
of her coming to AEW? No, I didn't.
Well,
no.
It was Jake the Snake was like a blackjack dealer, and he's like dealing cards, and he deals them to her, and then she's like, "Oh, I'm back," and then that was like it was like a commercial. I just thought it was weird that Jake the Snake.
It was actually Jake the Snake Robert?
Yeah, it was Jake the Snake, and he was playing like a blackjack dealer, and he was dealing her cards, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? I'm like, I thought he was like super good with WWE now and all that. I don't know. I guess it's money's money, paycheck's paycheck.
Yeah, and I think
WWE's not going to pay him every fucking week.
We'll start, I think the bigger AEW gets, unfortunately, we're going to start seeing more guys.
Jumping over?
Absolutely, we will.
Yeah, a guy like Jake, I feel like that's probably just a one-off little.
And I don't want to have that.
Yeah.
Maybe we can have more of this potential, future AEW stars, but I think somebody that is bound for that way is Cesaro. I really do.
Hurts.
It does. I think he's gonna kind of be like, fuck it. I don't know, because I heard him in that Table for Three I talked about, Table of Honor with the Nigel McGuinness and Seth, and he was talking about how he never, like WWE was never his goal. Like Seth is like, oh wow, I was like complete opposite. And he's like, this was always like my number one. Like I was always like, he's like, I had micro goals, but like this was always. Whereas Cesaro said, he's like, I just wrestled, and then he's like, and then I wanted to wrestle for a living, and then I wanted to wrestle where I was doing it as like, he just slowly progressed, and then he's like, oh, well, now I want to go to WWE, and that's just how he made it there.
Well, see, and I think you can see that difference too, because Seth like bleeds that business.
Oh, fuck yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but we'll get to that.
Yeah. I think we talked a lot about it already, but Adam Cole, Johnny Gargano, NXT Championship, main event.
Very, very good. Again,
Wolverine.
We talked about it earlier too, you, me, and Nick.
What was that there, Donovan? Sorry?
Wolverine. Didn't he wear some Wolverine?
He did, and we talked about it on the show. Remember, we were like, "What's he gonna wear? I wonder what gear is he gonna come out." What did you say? I think you said like Spider-Man.
So,
because it was
maybe Spider-Man or Bret Hart.
Yeah.
But I thought him coming out in the Wolverine was pretty wicked.
It was cool. Yeah.
Wolverine's Canadian.
He is?
In the comics, the character Wolverine. Yeah. Wolverine's a Canadian.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah.
What?
Canadian superhero. Nick's mind is blown.
Yeah, that's the sound of my mind blown right there. I had no idea that was the case. But I've also I've only seen the original X-Men. And I want to see that movie Logan. I've never seen it, but I've heard
that's a fantastic movie.
I've heard it was good.
Yeah.
But yeah, Cole and Gargano.
It was, it started off a little, I don't want to say rough, because I don't feel like what these guys do is rough. They're always very good. But something for me wasn't clicking, and it was dragging.
Yeah. I think it's because they really wanted to have a traditional wrestling match to start it out because of that was the stip. I found, the match was a very just slow start for me. It's not that I thought it wasn't good. It's just the praise was more than I think it deserved.
Yeah.
From what I heard from the masses, you know what I mean? And what I did like was the first fall. I liked how Johnny gave him the first fall. He hit him with the fucking chair, and then he beat the shit out of him for a long time after that, and then eventually ended up getting his own fall. I don't like what they did on the pre-show, because I don't think anybody knew what the fuck the third match was gonna be. Mike D was in the building, and he was kind of hearing rumors I knew more than Mike D, and the fucking cage was above him. You know what I mean? And that's no discredit to Mike D. I'm just saying they did a good enough job in the arena to cover up that cage and black shit and make it not really sure what was up there.
Yeah.
Unless I don't know, I guess you really could have thought about it more. But anyway, he wasn't sure, and I knew because I watched the pre-show, and they showed this fucking cage on the pre-show. They did a circle of this crazy cage with barbed wire on the top and weapons sticking in it and everything.
They gave it all away.
Yeah, completely.
Yeah.
So not only are you giving away the surprise, you're now telling me on the pre-show that the main event is going to be going to the third fall no matter what.
You know what? I never thought of it like that, but that's true. Yeah.
Because, don't get me wrong, I mean, we all probably assumed that anyway, seeing as how William Regal's, the third fall will be mine. We're probably going to get there, we all assume, but still, you're telling us. You're not even giving us the option. It's like, here, they're wrestling in this motherfucker later. So, don't get me wrong, once they got in that motherfucker, they beat the shit out of each other.
They did.
It was a wild match, and the finish, Mike D, again, shout out to him, he got a really good video of them jumping off the top of that little platform onto the two tables inside the ring.
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't even see the clip of it, Donovan? Oh, shit. You got to take a look. They were in the corner, and there was like a table or a platform in the top corner of the cage, and then they both jumped off of that and landed on two tables inside the ring, and then Cole just kind of draped his arm over, and that's how he got the win.
Yeah.
So it was a good finish. It took too long,
It took too long to get there.
To kind of get there, but
it did.
Overall, NXT TakeOver shows.
They're always superior.
Like I almost want to have a roundtable one week. Maybe it's a slow WWE week or something. I don't know if we're going to get one of those coming up with all the AEW. But anyway, where we just maybe rank takeovers.
I'm down for that.
Top, or even just top 5 takeovers, bottom 3, bottom 5 takeovers.
Which would be really hard.
Of course.
They're always so good. Yeah.
And yeah, no, totally. But I just think, shout out to TakeOver NXT and awesome fucking show. Amazing. Mm-hmm. Any final thoughts from you guys from NXT TakeOver weekend?
No, I think, like I said before, I think Candice and Io stole the show. But other than that, it was still a solid show. It was very, very good.
Yeah, what I seen, I enjoyed. I'm more curious now for the future, what's going on with certain guys in NXT and stuff. Yeah. I'm curious to see what happens there.
Well, the other thing we didn't talk about was the very end of the show.
Yes.
Gargano almost got a send-off.
More or less did.
You know what I mean?
William Regal was raising his hand.
I
was waiting for Ciampa to come out and fucking throw him into the
I was waiting for Hunter to come out to raise his arm and
take a picture.
Yeah,
they got the picture backstage. Don't worry.
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, obviously, this feud's obviously over.
Oh, it has to be.
It's over.
But I don't want to see Johnny now pop up and
205 Live.
Oh, I was gonna say challenge Dream again or something. Just be the NXT guy.
I think what I think that they should do is just leave Gargano off TV for a bit, and then have him pop up on Raw.
Oh, when you say a bit, what do you mean? How long's a bit?
Month.
Oh, okay. I was thinking can we wait all the way to the Rumble and he shows up in the Rumble?
Oh,
I know it's a long time. That's
yeah,
like 6 months, 6
January.
months away, right?
But by then we could even have Ciampa back. I don't know.
Which is he gonna? He'll probably stick to NXT for a little bit, no? Because I think he wants to get his old Goldie back, and it'll be babyface Ciampa against Adam Cole.
I'm down. I'm down for that feud.
Yeah.
If that's
where
if Cole's still the champion, I don't know. I actually have zero idea as far as when Ciampa's.
But I don't even know who's Cole's next opponent. Then I don't have a clue.
Babyface is.
Well, now they fuck up the era. I think Roddy and him. I think maybe some shit goes down there, or maybe they even 360 do some weird, maybe Kyle O'Reilly or one of them
if
guys.
They're gonna split any
maybe one of them is
faction, they need to split New Day.
Yeah, but I like Roddy challenging him.
But I think it's a good idea.
But
Roddy's the obvious one though.
You know who it should be, but it can't be right now because they haven't built him up enough to be in that position for the NXT Championship, but it should be Keith Lee.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna
That's who should be. And whether you want to talk about the size difference between Keith Lee and Adam Cole, I guess they can get away with it in NXT, but because those fans understand, you know what I mean? It's harder to do that in WWE when you have Joe Schmo casual fan and Sally the 6-year-old watching. You know what I mean? It's
Sally the 6-year-old.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But shout out to NXT TakeOver again, and awesome show, and hopefully we'll see Johnny up on the main roster sooner than later.
Hopefully sooner
than later.
Maybe he attacked Roman. Maybe he's orchestrated all. Maybe he's really just whacked.
Come on,
again.
No, we know who it is. It's Rikishi.
We'll talk more about the Roman. I like that storyline a lot, and we'll talk about it more later. But I don't like the fact that I went to 3 shows and saw 3 fucking of the same promo. There was nothing happened in the whole time they were in Toronto. There was 0 development of that story. It was SmackDown,
which
even still was minimal. And
yep. It was.
And then you're told next week.
Well, yeah, but dude, okay. Did you see that when we were in the building?
What?
That promo with Roman and DB?
No.
No, see? That didn't play in the building. I saw that when I came home, man. There was after the match with what was the main event? Was Randy Orton RKO party all over?
Yeah.
After that match, there was a promo backstage where Roman went in and saw Eric Rowan and Daniel Bryan, and he's like, "Oh, tell me who it is." I know. And Daniel Bryan's like, "Oh, I'm not. No, I can't remember exactly what Daniel Bryan said, but he basically was like, "Yeah, I know who it is, and I'll tell you next week." And Roman kind of just looked at him like,
and then that's how it ended.
And then walked away. Or it just ended.
Your Roman face is pretty good.
I just can't get over it because, man, I wouldn't have known that happened because I told you I was a bit of a psychopath, and each night after SummerSlam Raw and SmackDown, I came home and I watched the whole show on TV till like 3 a.m. And when I watched SmackDown, I thought the show was over because I seen all the RKOs, and then all of a sudden Roman's on the screen with DB, and I was like, oh, I wanted this. Like, I was saying that in the arena. I was like, remember when there was 5 minutes left in the show? I'm like, oh, okay, this is the end. I'm like, we'll probably get something. We'll probably get something with Roman.
But it didn't show it in the arena.
And then they didn't show it in the arena. All we got was Randy Orton RKO party, which that was amazing. But
did they show that on TV?
The RKO? No?
All
of them.
Okay.
Yeah, that was all on TV.
Okay.
Yeah, all of them.
So it's just weird because, again, I didn't know about that. But if you guys want, we can kind of dive into SummerSlam and then really...
Yeah, because we've all seen the whole show. So, yeah.
Pick that apart, but let's start it out the right way. Becky and Natalya. Because we're skipping the pre-show, boys. I'm sorry.
No,
I didn't catch the pre-show.
I don't think
I didn't even catch it, and I was in the building. No. All I saw was the tag match, and that was... I even missed... I have to talk about this first because it was the pre-show. I missed Edge.
Oh, shit, really?
I was lining up to get this T-shirt that I'm wearing right now.
Yeah. That I did see.
No, before I got this T-shirt, because when I was in line, when I missed Edge, I got to the front, and they're like, yeah, we don't have any mediums. I'm like, so you're telling me I just missed Edge and you don't have the fucking T-shirt? I was pissed. I punched the wall, and then I walked away. And then went back to my seat, and I actually like snuck in one of the things there and took a picture. I got a nice... I should put it on the Instagram. I never did. A nice picture. I'm going to put a fuck ton of pictures up over the next month or so, but... a nice picture of Edge at the top ramp there.
Oh, nice.
And then the only match that I did see was the women's, the Iconics versus
Alexa and Nikki.
Which, of course, it would happen this way, that it's on the fucking pre-show that nobody saw. But I think this might have been the Iconics' best match.
It was. Did
you see parts of it?
I saw that. I didn't see... Because what was the first match on the pre-show?
It was the Oni Larkin.
Yeah, that one I didn't see.
With Eric Rowan interfering. And that was part of the storyline that we did get from Roman Reigns, was the Eric Rowan interference.
That I didn't see. And then I caught the, like, because I had taped it because I was at work. Mm-hmm. And I caught, like, Edge, like, leaving the ring. And I was like, fuck, what the hell? So I'm, like, rewinding. And then I watched it. And then I was live. And then I watched the tag match.
Okay, so you've seen it. So I don't know. Honestly, I think that was one of Peyton Royce and Bayley Kay's best matches.
It was. I would agree. I hate Alexa and Nikki having the belts.
Really?
I do.
Why?
Because to me, they're not
a team.
This team's a joke.
But I like it's like that. It's like the odd couple.
Yeah.
That you never would have expected, but then they pulled it off. Like, going in, I didn't, and I don't like how they've jumped around from, like, Alexa was a babyface on SummerSlam, and then now she's a heel again on Raw.
That's kind of my issue, because she's kind of this, like, tweener, and she's just, like, bouncing in between.
Her gear, though, on SummerSlam.
Oh, the Toy Story, the Buzz Lightyear.
The Buzz Lightyear gear was fucking
I didn't see
on
and
point.
She did the actual, like, stance in the ring.
Yeah,
it was really funny.
She did, like, the pushing the laser thing. Like, it was sick.
Cool.
She did, like, she posted a picture of the two.
It was a good match, yeah.
But, yeah, I don't know. We'll get to the actual show.
Yes, but Becky Natalya.
Yeah, started out with the man. I was fired up when they popped that on the screen. I'm like, okay, so we're starting out with the match that I'm the most excited for.
And that was a match.
It was.
It was very, very good. The sharpshooter
in the post.
Oh. I honestly, at one point, I thought Becky was really hurt because of the angle that she was bending.
Yeah,
I was like, oh my god, let go. But then I realized that the longer it went, I was like, okay, no, she's fine.
Yeah. Somebody, I don't know where I had heard it, but somebody brought up the fact that it kind of reminded them of the Bret Hart figure 4 on the post that he used to do back in the day, where he would like pull their legs over and hang down with them.
Yeah.
I thought that was cool. I mean, it's kind of a tie-in, obviously, with Natalya and stuff. The only gripe, and I can't take full credit for this because this is coming from our boy Taz there, Don. I know you like Taz too, but
yes.
He talked a lot about how there wasn't a lot of alternate submissions in this match, and I thought that was a really good point.
I agree.
They did a lot of submissions, but it was just armbar.
It was the
disarmer and sharpshooters. Like there wasn't a lot of just knee bars or ankle locks or just generic.
They just kept going back to the same move,
and then they would do each other's move, and then it didn't feel like a traditional submission match that you would see.
I think too
20 years ago or 10 years ago.
My one issue with the match was Natalya had the sharpshooter on Becky for a very long time. And Becky persevered. She got through it. Then she got the disarmer on her. And Natty lasted, like a minute? Less than a minute?
Yeah.
And then she tapped. So I feel like, obviously, they want Becky to look strong. And I just feel like Natty kind of suffered a little bit. The match was great. Don't get me wrong. And they both worked their asses off.
It was a good idea to have a submission match, too, I think.
Yeah. Because
the no rope breaks and all that kind of stuff. It added to it. Because even the guys in my section, and I kind of had to tell them, they're like, oh, rope break, rope break, rope break. I'm like, guys, there's no DQs. It's a submission match. Like, oh, yeah, we forgot. Okay, all right. But same guy that was fucking chirping Randy Orton and Brock Lesnar. But we'll talk about that later.
Oh, God.
Sasha Banks debuting on Raw. Should we talk more about it now? Or
sure, yeah.
I mean, her attacking Becky, that's kind of why I want to talk about all this at the same time.
We can segue into it like that, right?
Yeah, so Becky wins, obviously. She gets the tap out, like you said, within a minute. And then Natalya comes out on Raw and talks about her dad. And
the second her music hit, I was like, fucking finally. I've missed her.
Oh, yeah.
I've missed her terribly. And especially, we don't have babyface Sasha anymore.
No.
She is
Thank God.
heel. This is going to bring us back to NXT days.
This is going to bring us back to Escalades and bodyguards.
I am ready for all of it. We're going to have a Becky and Sasha feud. We haven't really had it since they've been on the main roster because Charlotte's always been in the mix of it.
Yeah. Oh, no, totally.
So we're going to have the two of them. We haven't
had heel Sasha on the main roster at all, except for when she was in Team Bad.
Yeah, when she first came over. But
which that was, Donovan laughing over there, Tamina and Naomi and
oh God,
and Sasha.
That's the faction you want to be in.
Yeah. I don't know what was worse, that or PCB. It's just as far as names go.
Oh yeah, no, PCB was bad too.
It's real creative, eh?
But I think the thing that really kind of got me the most, and we were talking about this, Nick, was the wig.
Oh yeah, and we both kind of, I thought something was up. Like I said, I turned to Clayton beside me, and as soon as her music hit, I looked at him, and I was like, this is a big deal. Just so you know. And he's like, oh, okay. And then I'm like, she hasn't been here in a long time. So she comes down and lost her shit. I'm sure you saw some of my pictures and stuff, any listeners on Instagram. But yeah, the wig was a little odd. It wasn't so telling that I knew something was up. But I definitely looked at her hair and was like, I don't know much about women's hair, but that doesn't look typical to Sasha Banks.
Yeah, for me, it was
the parting.
Had this part in the middle, and I was like, the fuck is she doing with her hair? And it just looked weird. And like I said to you before, when she came down and she gave her chain
to the girl in her glasses,
and then she went in to give the fan a hug, and Sasha was like almost leaning back, and I was like, what are you doing? Hug the fucking fan.
You were thinking that, AC. I didn't think about that until later.
Something just seemed weird. I mean, I didn't think she was going to turn heel. I just thought something was wrong.
Yeah.
I didn't know what it was.
So you didn't think heel turn until the punch came?
No, absolutely. And this is why I love Sasha, because not only is she great in the ring, she knows how to garner heat. And the way that she was like talking to Natty, she wasn't talking to the mic, so you're like kind of like lip reading. Mouth reading.
I know what you mean.
And then she kind of like starts to turn and she goes to kind of motion for a mic and then just turns around and smacks her down.
And dude, I was sitting right in the section where the mic is. So she turned to like me, basically, looked right where I was, and she's like, give me a mic. And then all of a sudden
she turned,
but the TV was better, I think, because on TV she was out of the frame.
Exactly.
And then all of a sudden you just see this fist out of nowhere just smoke Natty in the face, and it's just like, holy shit.
But when I think the thing that sold it for me was after she pulled off the wig, and it was like the initial shock. I was like, oh shit, she's got blue hair.
Yeah.
But then when she picked up the wig again and then just kind of like looked at it, smirked, and then just tossed it aside.
Yeah, I thought she was going to chuck it even farther.
Yeah.
And
she sold it perfectly.
I had read or listened somewhere, they said, because all the pictures she posted looking like Trish with the blonde hair.
Yeah.
Apparently that was to make the blue easier.
Yes.
So she dyed it blonde so then she could dye it blue.
She had to strip it.
Exactly.
And dry it. Yeah.
That's what Wade Keller was talking about, like priming a wall, painting a wall. I was dying when he brought that up. He's like, yeah, it's like priming a wall. Fair enough. It's a good point.
But then, of course, the whole beatdown
with Becky and shit. Becky comes out for the save to save Natalya, which was kind of unexpected, but still, you know what I mean? They were both kind of, they weren't definitive heel babyface in that match.
No, they weren't.
It made sense, but then, holy shit, Sasha beat the shit out of Becky.
She did.
I was screaming at her, man. I'm like, go tweet some more on Twitter and fucking go whine some more on Twitter, Sasha. This is what I was saying, though. The guy in front of me is like, oh, you're getting worked, buddy. You're getting worked. I'm like, oh, I don't think so there, pal. But I'm like, I don't know. It's up to you. I think.
You were getting into it. You were just having fun.
No, he just meant about the whole, like, tweets and everything. This guy was basically implying that all of her bitching for the last 4 months on social media has been a work.
Oh, no, absolutely it's not.
That's what I'm saying. There's no fucking way.
I think
it's the same reason that Gallows and already cut you off. It's the same reason that fucking Gallows and Anderson are getting pushed right now. Mm-hmm. And anybody else that bitches on social media and complains and threatens to leave to go to AEW is all of a sudden now getting a push.
I think it's, I think there was actual
I don't agree
heat.
with that, though, honestly. Now, only I'm saying just because, like, Corey Graves really was stressing this a lot. Her whole online shit.
So you think it is a work? Or it was a work?
I think
potentially.
Maybe some of it.
Maybe some of it. Like, even going back to, there was something that we have like a little Instagram for the listeners. We have like an Instagram group.
Yeah. Where
you sent me that promo of
Becky,
right?
That was amazing.
That made me think of all this
that?
too. Where I was like, yo, maybe this has kind of been in the works. Maybe they were built.
I'm gonna try and pull up that promo.
Maybe they're working towards it. Yeah, you try and pull it up, and then me and Shane can go on about the.
Yeah,
I think see all the stories that, and again, I say this, but you don't know what stories are legit or what stories the WWE is planting.
Yes.
Okay. There were stories about after Mania when Sasha and Bayley found out that they had to drop the belts. They were pissed. But you watched Bayley got a pretty big push at Money in the Bank. She kept going. She's champion now. Sasha still don't know where to be found. So what do you believe? I don't know.
Yeah.
So
either way, though, I'll tell you this. Like I'm thinking about this now. Like I was happy to see her back.
Yeah.
And I don't think I've ever really reacted to like a female wrestler like that. Like I was actually genuinely, I was like
excited
because I knew what exactly this meant. I knew that this meant her and Becky. I knew where this was going. I was like, fuck.
This is gonna be
like I say it. I'm not the biggest Becky fan, but I want to see her go on with this title reign. I want to see what they can make of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that in order to make this title reign great, and in order to make Becky even greater, she needs that. She needs the Joker to her Batman. She needs somebody like that. I know she had Charlotte, but it got very played out to a point.
Absolutely,
you know
I completely agree.
And then it went on to like subpar opponents who aren't really on her level. You
Lacey
know what I mean?
Evans,
and not to discredit them, but like
Lacey Evans isn't ready to be in a top spot against Becky Lynch in a main event of a pay-per-view.
Some of the stuff that she, like even the stuff with Asuka was like, I wasn't too super big on it, but this has a lot of potential.
Yeah.
So I was genuinely excited for just the whole feud, what this could lead to.
For sure. I got this.
It?
Yeah, I've got it. It's
Sports. Get your questions in down the side. We've already got some been sent in on Twitter, so they will be.
So this was
fast and
before
furious,
SummerSlam, obviously.
We're going to start with the Twitter ones, and we're going to start with a really juicy one. How much would you like to wrestle Sasha Banks?
Oh yeah. If Sasha Banks could hack it and she didn't just get her jacket and she's off crying like.
Oh no.
How? Ronda Rousey, then I would love to face her. But unfortunately, she couldn't take losing. She lost the tag team championship and she was gone. Some people can't hack losing. They can't step up. They can't realize that when you lose, it's just a chance to get better. It's a chance to learn and it's a chance to grow. Instead, she wants to talk about, the freaking wind and the butterflies and the freaking cocoons. And I'm a rabbit that's coming from the earth and the soil and whatever else she wants to put on her little freaking social media crap. Come fight me, Sasha, if you want it.
Well,
on Sky Sports.
She came and fought her.
That's
so
what I mean.
They have to use this.
That's what I was just gonna say. They got to use this shit, man.
That's what. Yeah, like
that feels better than a Raw Becky promo. You know what I mean? That's just
that was no.
Trust me, when I seen that, I was sitting. I was like, "Yo, this is nuts." I texted you. I'm like, "Do you see that fucking promo I sent you in the group?"
They need to use that on air.
Oh, somewhere,
Like,
yeah.
they
I don't know
are,
if that's
like-
property of Sky Sports, but
But
whatever.
just as an explanation for Sasha being back. Like, you ridiculed me, you did this, you did that, you think you're better than me. Sasha is going to be able to play this up.
Fuck yeah, man.
I mean, you know, and I know we're talking about Sasha and Becky, but you look at those matches that Sasha had with Bayley and NXT.
Yeah.
Sasha is capable of greatness.
Yo, even her and Ronda at the Rumble last.
Yeah.
That was really good.
You know, Sasha and, you know, like Ronda was great.
Mhm.
So, like, we know what Sasha's capable of. And I'm thrilled that she's going to get this opportunity to really do this. So, I think it's going to be a great feud, and I'm really looking forward to it.
I was trying to find a clip of the next match, but
Becky needs that dance partner to me too, and I think this might be it.
She does.
This might be the one.
And I think, sorry, Nick, I cut you off.
No, I was just gonna say I hope it's not too soon. Like I hope it's not like Clash of Champions and it's over. I want to see this continue.
I want a feud like we had with Becky and Charlotte. I want this.
Oh, yeah.
I want this built. I want time.
Yeah.
It's gonna take some other pieces. It's gonna take more than just Becky, I think, and Sasha.
Yeah.
And like you said, it's gonna take time.
Yeah.
But I can't find a clip. But I hope this is kind of good enough. The kick out of one by the super kick. Goldberg and Dolph Ziggler, match number 2.
It was exactly what I wanted.
It was, and
actually more. I'm gonna say it was exactly what I wanted and more.
I was happier after it was all said and done. I liked the comedy shit with Ziggler and the getting speared and the you don't have. That's the clip I was trying to find. I really wanted to find a clip of just Ziggler screaming back, anybody can get lucky twice. Just some of the
no, but it was the end. It was
it was great.
The first time though, when he's like, everybody can get lucky, you dick. And they bleeped him out. It was amazing.
Well, see, I was gonna ask. Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. I was gonna ask you. I was like, what did he say? 'Cause
Yeah,
I didn't
dick.
catch it on TV.
Yeah, he said dick.
I think at the very start of it, like you got this sound, and then they bleeped it, and I was like, "Hey, just called him a dick." That's great.
I was wondering.
Yeah, so I think again, bringing back my boy Taz. Taz brought up just about the one kick out. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. And I thought that when it happened, not because it's like, oh, it's bad booking. I just would have been more invested. Like when I was watching it, when he kicked out so fast, I was like, oh shit. It would have made me more like really thinking Ziggler was going to win.
Oh, right. Okay.
If they would have just, but that's literally the definition of nitpicking. So I don't know. I liked what they did, especially because I was so down on it going in. I just kept saying, for what? What is this for? What is this?
The reason? Yeah.
What does this do for Ziggler? And I think I was overthinking it because this wasn't for Ziggler. Ziggler's fine. I don't think this is going to change Ziggler's career one way or another.
No, absolutely not.
This was Goldberg going in there and rekindling, making good on whatever happened in Saudi Arabia. And I didn't mind it because those spears were incredible. That
last one when he actually got back up and then flopped back down again. Oh my God.
Oh, Ziggler's selling is second to none in my opinion.
Yeah.
And then that jackhammer might have been the best jackhammer we've seen since Goldberg came back in 2016.
I would completely agree.
So that alone was like when I seen that live, I was like, oh shit, that looks like a jackhammer from back in the day.
Yeah.
It didn't look like no offense, I mean Brock Lesnar's 300 plus pounds, so that one probably wasn't easy, like we talked about last week. But I'm sure they practiced and it turned out okay.
Yeah, no, it did.
AJ Styles and Ricochet, United States Championship.
Nightwing.
Nightwing, yeah. I'm
happy you brought that up.
So something really funny is because I tweeted when I was watching this, I was like, and I actually tweeted, what the fuck is Ricochet wearing? And someone commented on my tweet, it's Nightwing, dude. I was like, okay, well, I didn't fucking know that.
Sorry, man, don't read comics. And even if I did, it's like, that's pretty in depth too. It's not just a Batman. Like it's Robin who grew up and became Batman.
Yeah,
like it's
had
pretty
no idea.
specific.
But then I'm looking at it afterwards going, okay, yeah, no, that is Nightwing. And I knew what it was afterwards, but it's just when I first saw him when he came out, I was like, what the hell's he wearing?
I noticed the gloves.
Oh, okay.
Because I couldn't tell that he was wearing a full suit from where my seat was until he took his jacket, because now he wears a little jacket too.
Yeah.
So he had his jacket on, and he had gloves. I'm like, why is he wearing gloves? And then when he took everything off, I didn't even think much of it. And then I think it was maybe looking on the jumbo or texting Donovan and him saying, oh, the Nightwing. I'm like, yeah, I guess it is kind of Nightwing. I thought it was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was weird that they brought up so much on the next night on Raw about how he's covering up his abs. I thought that was strange. And then
Yeah,
I watched
yeah.
Aftermath TV.
They did. What did they say?
And
on
that was like
Raw?
Renee Young. Oh, that was another thing I didn't bring up at all, and I'll talk about it really quick now. But that show Aftermath on Sportsnet,
Yes.
they had Renee Young on. It was sick because it was like she used to host it fucking
Yeah.
10 years ago.
Oh, right.
So
Yeah,
she was in the middle with like Nug and Jimmy and Caroline and Anthony. So yeah, that was cool. And Renee's like, yeah, like I can't believe he covered up his abs. Like, you got the nicest abs in the game and you covered them up. And that's like all Renee was focused on. I was like, oh, okay, true. All right. I guess that's, I don't know. I just didn't even, I didn't even think of that.
Meanwhile, Dean's sitting at home going, well, I don't know fucking abs.
Yeah, like, Dean's like, what the fuck is this? Not that he's watching Aftermath TV, but
No, he's absolutely not.
no. I don't know. This match to me wasn't, it was good, but I think I set my bar way too high. And I think that was my problem.
I think
personally.
for me, I agree. It still wasn't greatness, but it was, I think the best match that they've had yet.
Between the two of them?
Yeah, because it felt psychological more with AJ going after the knee.
Yeah, that's true. It had a
So
story. It
it
wasn't
had
just spots.
Like a better heel AJ in it because he was like almost methodical and he's like, I'm going to break your ankle. You know what I mean? Like it felt more of a story to it too, which I really liked. And Ricochet can sell anything. It's ridiculous.
Oh, yeah.
But it's my favorite match that they've done so far together, but it still wasn't that level that I wanted, if that makes any sense.
Is that because of your expectation or just because of what you...
Expectation.
Yeah, that's because that's what I think it was for me. Like, I just set my bar way too high going into this. Not that they can't reach that high bar. It's SummerSlam. It's not like... There's only a certain amount of time. Sometimes you get those really, really good mid-card, and I don't mean mid-card wrestlers. I just mean literally mid-card on like those one-off TLCs or like Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn at Battleground. You know what I mean? They get more time on some of those other non-super big pay-per-views.
Yeah.
Where they get time to have these match of the year contenders.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I mean? I was shocked with the finish, though. I thought Ricochet was going to get the title back.
I did too.
I really did. So I was shocked when I seen AJ win. I think it's good, though, because I like the OC with even though they just kind of have belts. Like, I think Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows just have those belts to keep their pants up because I don't know what else they have them for. Like, they don't do anything. They don't have tag matches. They just, the last 2 weeks I've seen, and I don't know, maybe I'm the only one thinking this, but I see them come out with those belts and they tap them. I'm just like, guys, like, you don't even wrestle. You just beat up people for AJ. Like, you're just, which I like the group.
Yeah.
But I just think there should be one set of tag belts and the guys just jump back and forth.
Yeah,
on both shows.
Definitely. Well, I was gonna say that's not only on them. That's on the weak fucking tag division scene.
Totally.
on
That's
Raw.
what I mean. It's not on them.
Yeah.
I mean, when I speak about them, I'm speaking more of their characters. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just
But they haven't. You're right. Like, they haven't had a feud really with anybody yet.
They just won the belts. Like, they're more like eyepieces, or I don't know. Think of a better.
No, that's
You know what I mean? It's just a piece of jewelry for them to walk out to the ring with AJ.
with AJ, and we all got belts. Look,
Yeah, right. So I don't know. What about them? I guess we could talk a little bit about it now. AJ Seth on Raw. That was pretty cool.
Good.
I mean,
yeah.
I was pretty lucky to be. 20 feet away from AJ and Seth going at it one-on-one.
Yeah, you were lucky. Like, it was a really good match.
It
too.
was. I got to be honest, though, one of the people, just because he's in this match, Ricochet was one of the coolest people to see live.
Yeah.
And, I was really thinking about it a lot later. I don't know who's beeping. Maybe, I don't know if it's me, but...
That might be me. Sorry.
Anyway, sorry, guys.
Okay.
Yeah, I just... I liked seeing Ricochet live was incredible. Seeing him flip through the ropes. I posted a really cool video of him doing the dive, landing on his back. But
oh, nice.
And then I had said, again, off topic, I had said to Donovan, I didn't really realize it until later, but seeing Rey Mysterio on live in person, so close, while I was watching it, I don't think I was understanding it as much as I was later that night when I'm like, holy shit, that's fucking Rey Mysterio, man.
Well, the other thing, too, I was going to ask you, too, because now that we're talking about styles and when you had Strowman at the end of the show.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's huge.
Massive. I had seen him roughly pretty close when we saw him outside in Oshawa. And he got out of the car.
Yeah.
And I seen him walk around a car. So I'd seen how big he was, but man, holy pop.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
He posted a video on his Instagram, listen to the crowd. And he's right, man. I'm not even kidding. That's I don't want to speak out of turn, but that was the closest I could seen in a while, the loudest I'd seen it in a while. It reminded me of light versions of the Attitude Era in the sense that the crowd was literally just going wild. And it didn't feel like that in the building necessarily.
But watching it back.
But when I watched that video that he posted and I actually heard the crowd, it was nuts because I don't think we literally hear the crowd that as much as we used to.
We don't. No,
Like-
it's almost like hand-picked moments at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But you still get those authentic pop moments, but it doesn't happen as often.
No, and even just the quiet, like, this is a bit off topic now, but even the quietness sometimes you get on Raw when somebody's cutting a promo, how quiet everybody is. I feel like back in the Attitude, like, that never happened. People were always talking. It was like a classroom with a fucking substitute teacher.
Yeah.
Whether, like, there was just noise
Yeah.
coming from the crowd, whereas now, like, if somebody's cutting a promo, like, the crowd's just kind of quiet and listening. Which isn't good or bad. I don't know. It's just it's so
It
different.
could be on them too.
Like the
fucking with
audio?
the levels and shit. Like they don't want any. They're like, so if anybody is even doing anything, they're just like, zoop.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Like you might know, like on SmackDown, like
I was chirping
you were
Kofi
saying
pretty.
shit, like when you watched it back, did you
Hear
get
me?
anything?
No.
Because they probably fuck with that shit, dude. Like,
Yeah.
seriously.
Oh, they absolutely do.
Yeah.
Well, because I was screaming pretty loud when
And I would have loved to hear that.
Yeah, because that was good. Randy was talking to Kofi. I'm like, you're scared, Kofi. It was good. But yeah, all in all, I guess, like I said, it was a good one, but just not quite as high as we know AJ and Ricochet can have.
Yes. Yeah.
Moving on to Bayley and Ember Moon. Probably the
It's-
underwhelmer of the night.
Yeah, I think it's, again,
Time.
there was a lack of story.
Mm.
The placement on the card. They worked their butts off. Ember tried to do a couple different spots.
Yep.
I don't know, like the almost power bomb into Hurricane Rana into like the little break, like
Okay.
knees part. I don't even
The
know what
match
to call
wasn't
it.
very long.
It wasn't, no.
And I just feel bad for Ember, man. I really do. Like, I think I watched, there was another, it was really bad. I wouldn't advise anybody go watch it, but there was a table for 3 with Braun Strowman, Alexa Bliss, and Ember.
That's weird.
That's kind of random.
You want to know what the worst part about it was? Is that it was the first time I'd ever seen them do this, and of course WWE sold out and do this, but it was like, table for 3 at Applebee's. So like Applebee's was in the background, and then bro, like a waitress came to the table and was like, "Oh, our specials tonight are the quesadilla burger, this and that," and she laid out the whole like what the specials were, and then each of them just happened to all get a different item on the menu because they all wanted to try different things. So it was so cheesy, man, to have like the Applebee's just be so in your face. But then Ember was making like little comments on the show about like how she doesn't want to be in a tag team. She's like, I see myself more as a single star. And, like she just little comments about Alexa Bliss, like, like you're so established and like I hope to like maybe one day be so like established as like a singles wrestler. And just, I don't know. I felt bad because I know she's amazing in the ring and she has good character, but I think she's just maybe spinning her wheels a little bit backstage and doesn't know how to like get noticed or get that extra next thing to put her in a storyline because frankly, and you guys can give your opinions, but losing to Charlotte right after losing to Bayley, then 2 nights later on SmackDown, that was not the right decision.
No, I completely agree with you.
As much as, I don't know, Donovan, you may be a Charlotte fan, I just don't think that was, like, I don't think that helps anyone. Charlotte did not need that. She just beat Trish, for fuck's sakes.
And I think that's why, though. I think you just said it yourself, though.
I think it was more for Charlotte, though.
I think it was more for Charlotte.
You know what I mean? They don't they don't view Ember Moon like that. That's what I'm saying. Because I said it to you when we were sitting there watching it. I was like, you know what her problem is, man? Like, what is she? Like, who is she? Like, I know nothing about her other than she has a cool entrance and a cool finisher. Like, I don't know her.
And
like, I have no connection to her. At least Bayley, like, she feels like a...
It's just, for me, at least with Ember, I don't know, I'm sure it's with a lot of wrestlers, I don't think it's all... Like, a lot of it's WWE, but some of it's her, too. I think she has to just do some more stuff. Get yourself... I don't know, maybe go back, if you can deal with the Applebee's advertisements, go back and watch the Table for 3 and just see if you can pick up some of the mannerisms that I was talking about. And she just seems to have a lack of confidence. I think that's...
Well, you don't see her cut a lot of promos.
Well,
No.
see, that's what I mean. Like, I've never really seen her talk.
No, and they mentioned... Like, she told a story about some supernatural stuff, and... She's like, oh, I don't mess with the supernatural or something because there was some story with her and Alexa Bliss in the hotel room. Anyway, Alexa Bliss is like, oh, isn't your character supernatural? And she's like, yeah, it is. And that was the first that I knew. Like, when she said that, I'm like, oh, I didn't know your character was supposed to be, like, supernatural. So that's what she said.
Oh, okay.
So there you go. So you're right. She doesn't.
But I don't know that. Like,
I know exactly.
No.
That's me
we don't know.
bringing up your, like, hitting your point home in the sense that, we don't really know. Like, she thinks she's a supernatural character. We all watch wrestling every fucking week, and we don't even know that. So
they got to let her maybe talk or
spread her
do
wings.
something.
Or even if she's too nervous to talk, get her a talking point. Like, get her a manager.
I just think, like, SummerSlam would have been the time. It's not like this title run for Bayley is, like, the best women's title run we've seen in years. Like,
No.
Bayley could easily have dropped that title, and we could have started fresh with Ember Moon, and she could have cut a promo on SmackDown.
Yeah, they could have done more with that storyline, and that could have helped Ember.
Totally.
I feel like her even, maybe she has a future as a heel, like just more of a badass heel that maybe doesn't talk as much and is just kicking ass. Like,
I agree.
I can see that, but I don't know. I guess we'll see what's next.
Yeah.
Miss Moon.
Were you asking me what's next?
No, I'm just saying we'll see what's next for Miss Moon.
Because I can tell you what's next.
Okay.
Welcome to the Kevin Owens Show.
How was this for everybody?
This was, you know what? All I wanted was to watch Shane get his ass kicked, and we did.
It
was fun. This wasn't technical. It wasn't going to be match of the year. It was fun. Including Elias was to get him on the card again after getting speared by Edge. But it was fun. I liked it a lot.
I was happy. I'm so torn on this match, this story, because half my body is bought in, and I fucking hate Shane McMahon. And when I seen him come back on SmackDown,
with the $100,000 fine, and
well, that's a whole separate thing in general. But I just mean, I thought this was done.
I thought the feud was over.
And it's not because, like, I don't want to sound like I'm Mr. Booker wrestling guy here. Because I'm bought into the sense, and when I say I thought it was done and I want it to be over, I mean genuinely. Like, I think heel Shane is doing outstanding work.
He is. I agree.
And when I say that, outstanding work, I mean I fucking hate him. Like, I genuinely hate Shane McMahon right now, but that's because he's making me hate him, and that's a good thing. You know
that's
what I mean?
a testament to what he's doing.
Exactly, right? So I'm mixed on this because I'm so bought in. I feel like I can't look at this one from a outsider. Like, I'm so into this storyline in the sense that I don't know how to articulate it better. I don't know. What are your guys some of your thoughts on this?
I'm trying to just think back on the match itself. Like Shane said, I feel like it was fun.
Yeah.
It was not meant to be,
it wasn't meant to be technical
match.
No, the crowd was insanely over for Kevin Owens.
They were.
To be expected.
As expected.
But he was probably the top Canadian, around right now, right?
Yeah.
Yep. I still think it was crazy not to have Sami Zayn on the show. But
yeah. At least he was on Raw.
Yeah.
And I like the stuff that he did do on Raw with Samoa Joe and Joe talking behind. That was a really good segment, and I missed that. But like, because I wasn't, we had left for a second when we were there, but Kevin Owens, Shane McMahon, the I don't know, guys. I just.
But yeah, no, I'm over it too. Like, I don't know. I don't really know where this goes now.
Where do they go now?
Weird.
Like, these two have already fought in Hell in a Cell. They've fought now.
I forgot about the Hell in a Cell match.
They've done all this. So what's next? Like, Kevin put his career on the line here. And now what?
I just like that I'm invested in the fact that there's cliffhangers. The $100,000 thing, though, that's just, I'm sorry. Like, you got to be a little more realistic or something. I don't know. That's an insane amount of money to just, I don't know. I thought that was a little much, and even for Owens, like, I like that he related it to the crowd. Like, that's just a car for you. That's, it could be a down payment on a house, or
absolutely,
it could be this. That could also be life savings for somebody too. You know what I mean? Like, there's different levels to income and that kind of stuff, and I don't know how much you want to get into that when you're doing a pro wrestling show, but that one was more just the realism there. I think they could have maybe lowered the number and made it a little more realistic in the sense of what you're being fined for.
It could have been a little different. They could have gone a different route.
Yeah.
I liked it. I like Shane's theory behind it. Like, he said it. He's like, Kevin, we got to set an example, man. He's like, you can't be attacking referees. You know what I mean? I know it was Elias, but if you can attack him, then who's to say you can't attack? Well, they don't name the referees anymore, but
they don't. That's funny.
Jimmy Corderas, if he's ref, who's to say you can't attack him, or Mike Chioda, or
Yeah.
So I get that part of it. It was just a very large amount of money, and then I didn't like when they were in the same room.
No,
and they were arguing, and they were kind of. I don't know. It just felt like a.
This is 2 nights off of this match where Kevin kicked the crap out of him.
Yeah, and now they're just like kind of
And now he's
bickering.
He's throwing a lamp at a TV.
Well, he said like, make it 105, and he chucks the thing at the TV, which was, I guess it's better than him just punching him, because if he punches him, then he's sued, and like he said, he's taking him for everything he owns. But I don't know if we're getting too much into the minutia of this storyline, but
Maybe.
I guess we'll see what happens. They're not going to fight at Clash of Champions, right? Unless Owens wins a title or Shane wins a title, because that
Now,
pay-per-view is just championships,
See,
is it
and
not?
that is what is scaring me. I think this whole thing about Shane McMahon being best in the world, I kept thinking in the back of my mind with the Fox move that they're going to put the belt on Lesnar. What if they put the belt on Shane?
I don't know, man. You know what?
Has anyone else thought of that?
I heard like rumblings about it before, but I don't think. I mean,
It wouldn't be.
It wouldn't shock me.
No, it wouldn't, because we see things like this, and if it loads for me right now, we'll continue the conversation. But look, I got this WWE game last night.
Mm-hmm.
Look who's front and center.
Yeah.
Tell me how that makes any fucking sense at all.
Yeah. Oh yeah, okay, sure.
Let's put Triple H, the guy who doesn't even wrestle. Let's put him in front of
Can I see that? I just want to see
all of the wrestlers that are on this game. And then I'm playing the game last night, and I know this is off topic, but this makes a lot of sense as far as like McMahon's pushing themselves and Triple H.
Yeah.
Because I play the game, and obviously, when you get a new game on your phone, you got to follow along. It tells you where to tap, so it teaches you how to play the game.
Yeah.
Well, the first thing I do is I'm Triple H, and I have to be shown how to play the game and how to wrestle another wrestler. Well, what's the first thing I'm doing in that game? I'm beating up Seth Rollins, and I'm pinning him 1, 2, 3.
Oh, is that what it is?
Like, tell me, I was playing last night, and I'm like, this is so fucked up.
Yeah.
You're literally burying your champion before even, and I know it's just a video game, but it's supposed to be the perception of this guy being a champion. If a mobile phone game existed when Ric Flair was holding the championship in 1975, and he was getting buried as soon as you turn the game on, it's totally taking away from the credibility of Ric Flair being a dominant champion.
Yeah, of course.
And again, I don't know if I'm diving too deep into this, but when I was playing this game last night, that was the first thing I thought of was, wow, the first thing you do in this video game is pin the current champion as Triple H. It's like, oh, all right, well, we'll just bury our top guy in our new video game. Just weird. So as far as Shane getting the title on SmackDown, I wouldn't put it past them, to be completely honest.
No, I wouldn't.
I don't want that to happen by any means, but
I can see it happening. I'm just hoping I'm wrong.
yeah, I don't know. Let's just hope that maybe
It should at least be Brock Lesnar on that game thing. It's just weird. It is. I'm just thinking about it. It's
Right?
just weird. Yeah.
Oh no, it should be absolutely.
how weird is it that it's Triple H? It's like he doesn't even wrestle.
Well, he's
No,
the
it
game.
is.
He's the game.
No,
and
but I get
it's
it.
a game, so. You know what I
Oh my
mean?
god.
And you got to learn the game from the game. So,
Oh my god.
hey.
Oh shit.
You get it, Don. There you go. There you go. And yeah, I don't know. I guess we can move on. We'll
Sure.
find out if Kevin Owens and Shane end up fighting for. Who knows? Shane might just squash Nakamura next week on SmackDown, and get the IC belt, and then there you go. Bob's your uncle, and we can get Kevin Owens winning the belt again at Clash of Champions.
Oh my god.
Well, yeah, fuck. God, Jesus.
What about Charlotte Flair and Trish Stratus? This was
my second match of the weekend.
Yeah, me and Shane are in the same boat as far as matches of this weekend go, because this was definitely my match of SummerSlam. If not this, I'd Becky Natalya. I really enjoyed that match personally.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know if it's Trish not wrestling in how many 8 years?
8.
Which I found out they made a comment that it was her first singles match in X amount of years. I didn't think she had come back to do a singles match. I thought everything she had done in her comebacks was tag team. So
Wasn't it?
I thought so, but
What
they
singles match?
made, I don't know, maybe they were wrong on TV, but they made a comment about how it was her first singles match back in however many years. And I'm
Okay, well, what we're not going to include is the Go Home Raw before Mania when she teamed with Morrison. But no, on Raw, she had a singles match with Vicky Guerrero.
That might be
I forgot
no,
about
but that actually might be what they're referring to, because they said it's been X amount of years since her last singles match, and I knew she did the thing with Snooki, and I know she's come back and did the tag team match at Evolution. You know what I mean? So all the credit in the world to Trish Stratus.
Oh, absolutely.
For coming back and, I don't want to speak out of turn, but not missing a beat.
No, like she we talked about this off the podcast at the start, and I think, Nick, you made a good point, because I said there were a couple, when it started, I was like, okay, this is kind of rough. But I think, or maybe it was Donovan that
Yeah,
said
it was Donovan. Sorry, I can't take credit for that.
You made a comment about how it gave it this like almost like a gritty kind of feel to it, and I actually agree with that.
Yeah.
Looking back on it now, I agree. But
that's what he sorry to cut you. That's what he texted me while I was at the show. We were texting about the match, and he's like, "It felt gritty," and I'm like, "Yeah, I liked it."
Yeah, but I thought it was great. Obviously, the right person went over. Trish had no reason to win this match.
No. As much as I think me and everybody in the building wanted her to win.
Oh, absolutely.
You guys convinced me last week on the round table that
she did not need this.
Sorry.
Charlotte needed this. This was a huge win for her. And it was a great match. Like, it was
crazy that she went.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'm
bad
okay
for this tonight. But I was just crazy that she went from, and I mean Charlotte when I say she, having no match at SummerSlam, and I genuinely thought she might not be on SummerSlam this year, to maybe having the match of the night.
Yeah.
Kind of just a crazy flip-flop, because if you would ask me a month ago, I would have been like, oh, maybe she's not going to be on, maybe they're kind of,
I think
she's stepping aside or whatever.
Like, some of the spots were really well done. Like, that top rope Hurricane Rana was really well done.
Amazing.
I thought she was going to powerbomb her.
I wanted that. I
thought it was going to happen.
I thought we were getting. I was like, "Yo, is she?"
Charlotte, you thought Charlotte was going to powerbomb?
Well, because Trish went for the hand flip.
Yes,
and then Charlotte pulled her up. They started like going at it, and then she went to jump it, and then Charlotte caught her, and they were in that position for a good like 10 seconds, and I was like, oh my god, and then she did the Hurricane Rana.
But it was a really good Hurricane Rana too.
She nailed it.
Trish,
and Charlotte sold it perfectly. The one thing too earlier that I was saying, there was one spot in this match that actually made me go, holy shit. She knocked her outside the ring. Charlotte knocked Trish outside the ring, and Trish went to get back in the ring, and Charlotte gave her a big boot off the apron.
Oh, and she just went.
Yeah.
Flying.
Oh my god, bro.
The way Trish, she fell on her hand,
her
tailbone. On her tailbone.
Legit.
Like,
I thought she was
flat.
hurt, and I seen the ref jump out of the ring, and he did the thing where he grabs a little fucking box, his little radio.
Yeah.
So I could definitely tell like he was listening or talking or something.
He was at the rope when Charlotte kicked her.
Yeah.
He watched her hit the ground.
That was because I was sitting to where the ramp was ish, way up high, but I could see that side, so I saw that happen. Excuse me, right in front of me. But Donovan,
what were you gonna say?
No, I was just gonna say, man, motherfuckers need to take notes from Trish Stratus, because I don't want to take credit for this, because I heard it on another show, but they were talking about how the referee, like you guys just said, you guys noticed it too. I didn't pick up on it. The referee was worried like she was actually hurt.
Yeah,
it's like, no, she's selling.
Yeah,
and she sold it
selling.
perfectly.
Like, people could learn from that.
Totally.
You know what I mean?
But it was the bump was also.
But I mean, even throughout the match.
Not just that spot.
The boots in the corner when Charlotte was booting her, and the
how
way Trish
amazing! Come on, Trish Stratus! Come on, aren't you Trish Stratus?
And this is why Charlotte is who she is.
Yeah.
Because when she's mouthing off to the crowd, is this what you came back for?
Yeah.
I was like, I love this.
Booting
woman.
her in the face. That's the grittiness that we were talking about. And she just, come on, aren't you Trish Stratus? Come on, Trish Stratus. She just kept saying her full name, like Trish Stratus.
And the boots and the way Trish was selling it, and the size difference in height really helped it, added to the story.
Oh, it did.
Well.
Yeah.
Amazing. And I said to you guys a little bit before we had recorded, and I'm not trying to disregard Charlotte in any way, but I've found some of the matches that she's had in the past, she hasn't done as well when she's with somebody that's not quite on her level. Mm-hmm. She hasn't been the best at, picking up other people.
Who do you think? Like, who do you...
Well, actually, I think I know exactly who you're talking about. We had that match with Lana on SmackDown.
Yeah.
The
Carmella stuff.
The mini feud with Carmella. Even the match, if you go back, the Raw SmackDown versus at Survivor Series when she had that match against Alexa Bliss.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And Alexa's good, but not
Alexa's
as good back then.
But again...
Alexa's gotten a lot better since then,
yes,
too.
They... the whole spot that Alexa does when she tries to do that flip powerbomb.
Oh, like the
was
back
very,
thing?
very sloppy.
Yeah.
Charlotte did it best she could, but because of the size difference, it didn't work.
No.
So no, I think Charlotte.
She did awesome here though with Trish. Like
it worked. It just everything clicked, and I think what made the other thing too, with the bump off the apron. They showed it 3 times. In the, like
different
going back on it.
Yeah.
And they did it in slow motion, and you watch her hit, and you're like, how did you not break your tailbone?
That's what I thought that too. Like when it happened, I thought she was hurt for sure.
I legit did too.
When I looked down at it.
But that's a testament to Trish.
Totally.
Right?
And yeah, and it's not that I think Charlotte can't have a good match. I just don't think she's been as good at bringing people up to her level. You know what I mean? That aren't already on her level.
In all fairness,
but she did it here.
In all fairness, and for debate's sake, though, I don't think 90% of these women are having a good match with Lana or Carmella. Those are really not two people that I would put on that.
I completely agree.
That level.
Yeah,
Agreed.
I agree.
I just
just on that side of it, you know.
I just think it's not that I think they would have I just think some other people like maybe a Bayley or a Sasha would be able to make a better match out of with one of these people who aren't as talented. That's all. That's all. And again, I'm giving Charlotte 100% of the credit because she fucking did an awesome job at bringing Trish up to her level.
Yeah.
And the other thing that we were talking about before we started tonight that we need to talk about now is when Trish put the figure 4.
Oh yeah,
on Charlotte.
Yeah. That was my only gripe.
And I just have to say, thank God Graves called it, because we all saw it. We all Trish's shoulders were down for like 10 seconds.
Oh yeah, I was too invested and way too up high in the building to really notice it. But he texted it to me, and I was like, shit, yeah, he's right.
Her shoulders were down for like 10 seconds.
But when I watched it back on the network, then obviously with Graves bringing it up, it was clear as day.
But other than that, it was a small thing. Because I think she was in that position because she was waiting to push herself up into the figure 8.
Yeah.
But she wasn't in that position yet. Yeah. So it's like you're completely laying down. So it was that one little tiny moment. But other than that, I thought the match was fantastic.
Yeah. No, it like me and Shane both said, my and Shane's personal matches of the night, but overall, like just a well done women's match, and a well done match in general. Next, I don't know how this is going to go, guys, but Kofi Kingston, Randy Orton.
All right.
How did we feel? I'll get the negatives out from you guys before I give you some of my thoughts.
Well, you got good stuff?
I do, man. I like this match quite a bit. But I was in the building, and I think it was different because I was in the building.
I think it was a different atmosphere in the building. Yeah.
This is like top 2, top 3 favorite feuds right now. I love the whole bringing it back. Stupid. Like, I love this whole fucking storyline took place 10 years ago shit, and this is the rehashing. You couldn't do it then, you can't do it now, and I'm into this. I'm into this story.
I think anytime you have heel Orton, it's going to be a show.
Yeah. It's
what he does best. It's where he excels. And I do love him as a heel.
When he's not authority figure.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. No. We won't go there.
Sorry.
But this match for me personally, I think I checked out. I don't know what it was, but
Was the night getting a little long?
It was, but
this show wasn't overly long.
It wasn't. Some of the didn't.
Pay-per-views we've had in the past.
And I think, all right, here it comes. I think I'm done with Kofi Mania.
Donovan, you want me to hit the applause button for you, or?
Yeah, could you? Or I could do a Michael Cole. Michael Cole, everybody. Give Michael Cole.
I think we're all done with Kofi Mania.
I love Kofi. Do not get me wrong. This is even not a knock.
Here.
Yeah. This isn't a knock on Kofi. It's just not working anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's not working anymore.
Yeah. It's not even his fault. Like, it's not even on him. It's just the way that they want it and the way that it's kind of structured. It's just, it's not working.
Yeah,
you know what
absolutely.
I mean?
Yeah. Like I said, I enjoyed this because A, I'm bought into the story.
Yeah.
B, the finish, I don't know. I talked about it a little bit again before we hit record, but I kept hearing rumors and emails on other shows and people calling in, and the fans in the building in Toronto didn't know that it was a countout because there was no announcement on the speakers. Like I said to you guys earlier, what the fuck? Like, is this your first time going to a wrestling show? Both wrestlers are outside the ring. The ref is counting and the bell just rang. What the fuck do you think just happened?
Yeah. No, it was pretty obvious what happened, but...
I mean, you guys had the context of commentary, but I think the reason I didn't care and it felt real was because, A, when Randy hit that RKO, I was freaking out, jumping out of my seat, screaming, pin him, because I know how RKOs work in WWE, and you don't kick out of them unless your name is John Cena in a high-profile match.
Or Brock Lesnar.
Which, did he kick out of one at SummerSlam a few years ago?
Yeah.
Did he? Okay, I want to go back and watch that.
I think, maybe.
I honestly didn't know if anyone had kicked out of an RKO since I'd been watching wrestling again in 15.
Didn't Triple H kick out of one of the Greatest Showdown?
Did they fight?
Not Greatest Showdown.
They did have a match on one of those one-offs. They did. Yeah. I can't remember which one, but they did.
They did. Super Showdown.
Super Showdown.
Australia? No, that was... I don't know. There's too many of those fucking shows. But anyway... well, there is, no?
Yes, there is.
Sorry, I'm a little
expecting that.
Little
that
blunt
funny.
about it. My bad. I just liked Kofi rolling out last second because I was bought in. I'm like, Randy, pin him. And he's like reaching over, and Randy had a second to lie back and be tired, but he can't reach him, and then Kofi rolls out of the ring. You can't get him. And then they both kind of roll out. And then I got to be honest, guys, I couldn't really tell what the hell was going on with the family stuff. I just saw them both outside the ring.
Yeah.
And then I didn't necessarily see the ref counting, but as soon as I heard the bell, I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, I wasn't thinking. They were outside the ring. That's a count out. It's done. Boom. And at that point, I'm like, that felt real. It didn't feel like manufactured count out. It felt like Kofi rolled out, Randy went to chase him, and then shit happened with the family, and then all of a sudden, oh shit, we're at 10? Oh, whoops, okay, ding, 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 we're done.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe I'm solo in that, and if there's any of our listeners, please send us a DM, send us a comment, let us know, because I'm curious if it's just you guys or if it was the masses, you know what I mean?
I just felt...
Or if it's just me.
I just felt underwhelmed, I think. I mean, I don't know if it's... Maybe this is just me, but the last few years, I'm finding Randy's in-ring work is very stiff.
I think you were going to say stagnant.
Well, that too.
I like Randy, but I don't think he's kind of like that triple threat match in NXT we talked about.
He's just plateaued.
It stays on that same...
Yeah.
If it was a bar, not a bar graph, what's a line graph? If it was a line, it would just be a straight line all the way across.
Yeah.
No peaks, no valleys, none.
And I think pair that with my frustration with Kofi's title run, I think I had already been checked out before the match even started. But like, I love Randy as a heel, and I love Kofi separately. It's just with the stories and everything that I just brought up, I just feel like nothing clicked.
No, I hear you. I like that we've all kind of got different opinions of this match too.
Yeah,
I mean,
I wasn't like super into the match.
No.
Honestly, the ending though, like it caught. Like, I might have checked out myself for a bit because I didn't really. I don't know if I looked away or what happened, but I just
all of a sudden you looked up and you
I
heard the
heard
bell?
and I realized I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
I was like, why? And then I was pissed. When I realized
Really?
I was like,
Because
I
you
wanted
wanted
Randy to
Kofi,
win. I wanted Randy to
well,
win.
then we'll get to that with me and Seth later. But
Oh God.
And then Kofi, the way he like, I don't know.
Didn't he snap and beat up Randy or something afterwards?
Yeah, because that's when Randy started to mouth off to the wife and kids.
Yeah.
So then Kofi
And then
snapped.
Kofi went bananas. Kofi went bananas.
It came
like
off
Kofi
like
went
weird.
pancakes. Whatever.
It came off weird to me, like he was bad.
It says I
don't know
feel,
why, but
I don't feel like Kofi is believable like that.
yeah.
Like the start of the match, he's throwing pancakes out to the crowd, and then the end of the match, he's beating Randy down with a kendo
Thank you.
stick.
I'm glad you brought that up. I
Yeah.
wanted to talk about
The
that.
pancakes?
Because you said that you said something to me like you didn't like it or something at the beginning.
Well, him and Randy.
Yeah.
And the Randy. I liked when
I-
Randy gave him the pancake.
Well, that's what I loved. That I thought that was hilarious.
Randy's like, here, you want the pancake?
Here.
He hands it to him at the
Yeah.
before they lock up. I'm sure you saw it, but
I did, yeah.
I like that.
That part was good.
That
But,
was good.
and see, that to me is authentic heel Randy, and
Yeah.
that's why I like him in that role.
And then I think he chucked it away or something like that too. But what is it about the Kofi? Because I'm not huge on it either, but I'm just kind of, maybe we can pinpoint a little bit. What is it, some of the stuff that you guys aren't liking? Is it the pancakes and the silliness, or is it?
100%. He's not champion. He's
Kofi with the belt.
It's Kofi with a belt. It's all fun and games. And then all of a sudden we get this serious Kofi, and then the next night on SmackDown he's throwing pancakes out again, and I'm just like, I don't like. I think if he had moved away from New Day, I'm not talking even splitting up.
Yeah.
Move away from it. Get serious as a champion, and boom, you've been in the company this many years. He absolutely deserved it. The fans got behind him. The match with Daniel at Mania was fantastic. I loved it.
Yeah, that match was good.
The crowd was like insane.
And to speak positive, his gear, all of New Day's gear in Toronto. Shout out to that fucking the gear that all of them were wearing with the Toronto Raptors and all that shit. It was awesome.
I loved it. But it's just, I think it's gotten to a point now where we've run out of track. Like the train has
left the station and it's out of gas or out of coal or
I don't
whatever
know.
the train is powered by.
I'm not good at these references. I don't know what to say.
For me, it's the matches too. Like
They're very.
just, I haven't been into them. Like all of them.
The
I'm thinking all the guys
959.
the 959. It's the style. Yeah, the style of matchups. He gets beat up and then he wins. And like even dude, you had a match with Kevin Owens that I didn't really enjoy, and I
Which is
love
hard
Kevin
to
Owens. You know
do.
what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
And that is crazy.
So the shit with Joe, like there was just I can't pick a match other than the one at Mania that I've enjoyed from him at this point. Like even I talk about Becky and her run and stuff. Like I actually enjoyed her matches with Lacey as much as like I say they weren't,
Yeah.
That level that you wanted.
that great feud or whatever, but I enjoyed the in-ring work of it. These I'm not huge on. the Kofi matches.
No, totally.
And I'm not even super big on Randy being the champion. I just thought that maybe Randy would be the guy
to hold it,
be the transitional champion
for the Buddy Murphy or whoever the next guy is.
Yeah.
Not to say it's Buddy Murphy, but you know what I mean. The next guy who's in line for that spot.
And with all that being said, like I'm thinking that Brock is going to be the one to derail the Kofi train.
I agree.
Yeah, and I think, like you guys said, I think the Kofi stuff is we've reached an ending soon, and I don't think it's going to end at Clash of Champions. I think Kofi's going to he has to beat Randy in this storyline to, overcome his thing that he's never been able to overcome for 10 years.
There's going to have to be, if we all believe that there's going to be that Brock's going to be the one to take this from Kofi, there has to be a feud. Brock's not Money in the Bank anymore.
Yeah, no, I agree.
So
how's he going to get there?
How's he going to get there? Like,
he's just got to win some kind of number one match on. I was thinking, like, how does he get the match against Kofi?
Well, that too.
But
I don't know what they got Brock doing, and what are we in now? The Clash is in September.
It's the next pay-per-view.
Yeah.
And then they'll bring us to October after
Hell in a Cell.
I'm just thinking that, like...
But then you also have the Fox merger in October.
October, right? Yeah,
yep.
So, these two could fight at here's the Don booking thing.
Don's take.
These two could fight at the Clash, and Brock could interrupt the match and fuck it up. I could even see a scenario where there's a triple threat at some point before Brock and Kofi. I could see that.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I just...
Like with Randy, too?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It'd be a little different.
Vince would love it. Off topic for a second before we move on to the next thing, but they released not off topic, but off the match. They released like a Kofi 24 thing.
Okay.
Man, I never saw the vignettes that he had back in 2008.
Oh, God.
Oh, my God. Like him on the beach. Hey, it's a Kofi. And he's doing I knew he had the Jamaican accent, and I seen him in the ring doing all that stuff. And
I forgot about those vignettes.
But no, the vignettes.
Oh, I know.
Oh, my God, man. And he was talking about how they filmed 8 of them, and one of them aired, and I guess there's a headset backstage that you can put on, and it's kind of to give you like a behind the scenes of Raw, so you can hear like what Vince is saying about the segments, and you can hear about like what people are saying back and forth. He said he did that. He put it on, and Vince was like, "Oh, what is this?" Like he hated it. And Kofi's like, and we still had 8 more of them to go. Like it was only the first one that had aired.
I would have just been like, okay, I just want to leave now.
It's just crazy. And then apparently he got mad heat from Ghana. Like Ghana or Guyana? Ghana.
Yeah.
About not wanting to represent Ghana and being a Guyanese, but being Jamaican. And then that's why he ended up switching it all, was because like they were playing it off like he didn't want to represent his country for a specific reason. And it was like, yeah. I didn't know that. I didn't watch the whole 24, but I saw a clip of it. And that, like, just when the clip popped up of him on the beach with the short little dreads, and I was just like, oh my God, what is this? This is crazy.
If anyone should be mad, it should be Boston. It's the guy from Boston.
Like the band?
No, Kofi's like he's not even. He talks like a normal dude. It's just that whole thing. That's what was so funny.
I was like, what do you
about the whole fucking thing when Triple H called him out on it? Wait a minute, aren't you Jamaican? That whole famous.
I forgot about that.
Right.
Yeah.
I totally forgot about that too. I figure we better move on, and I don't have a better way to do it than like this. If anybody listening doesn't know what this is the live in-house sounds of The Fiend versus Finn Balor.
Let me just, speaking as someone that wasn't there, so Nick, I'm sure you have so much to say, but watching this on TV, what a fucking moment.
Yeah.
That arena was on
the arena
fire.
Was going nuts.
Like the whole mask with the lantern, I legit had chills all over my body.
Oh yeah, I don't even. I guess
I don't mean now. I was
no. Yeah.
But
I don't know. I feel like the pressure's on because I was the one in the building, but I don't know, guy. It was incredible. Like I said to you before we hit record, it felt like I was at a Slipknot concert. It was insane. The Fireflies came out. Everybody pulled their phone, and I wasn't sure if that was going to happen because I think I was more curious about what the music was going to be than anything else.
Yeah.
Like I knew the entrance was going to be dark and smoky. It's going to, you know what I mean? But what's the music going to be? And then when it was that music that like, I can't even imagine what it was like for the people that saw Bray Wyatt debut
Oh God.
Because I didn't, like, when I was watching wrestling, he was already a thing. That they were already almost broken up, I feel like. They had already gone through all their Shield stuff and all their Daniel Bryan stuff. And so for those people, I'm sure it was even better, but realizing that it was the same song changed into like a Screamo, Slipknot, Killswitch Engaged. I don't even know. Name another metal band that I don't know, excuse me. But yeah,
I don't even
insane.
think I could tell you one.
Yeah, no, I definitely this is probably my moment of the weekend. This whole
The entrance or the
Brace
match and everything?
all of it.
All
Just
of it?
All of it.
The whole package.
Everything worked.
To me, this is like the talk of the town. It seems even
Yeah.
online. Everything I see is about this, about the Fiend.
For sure,
Everyone's
that's
huge on this shit. Like,
Yeah.
and I don't want to disagree with you. I just I felt like that toned down a little bit since Sasha, but like before Raw, yeah, that was it. I listened to like three.
Well, not from what I've seen. I just still see. It
Really?
just seems like little clips on YouTube and stuff. Like,
Wow.
Yeah.
No, that's fair. And like I said, it's just I don't know. It was an insane moment, and I'm beyond excited that I was in the building and able to witness that live.
Yeah, yeah.
I got to be honest though. Like if I'm speaking completely honest, this is not my kind of character. This is not the kind of guy that I'll be cheering for or
I don't think you're
buying the
supposed to cheer for
T-shirt
him.
or whatever. You know what I mean? Like this is not somebody that I'm going to be backing, but I'm happy that he's in the WWE because I like to see fucking creativity, and holy shit, is this creative?
Oh, absolutely.
That's
Yeah.
all I kept saying when, like, I remember I was said to a couple guys that were walking or standing around me when he was walking down the ramp was just the creativity and originality. I think I texted you that too when I was at the show. That was what blew me away more than anything.
Yeah.
Is WWE doesn't really go out, and I don't want to bash them, but they don't go out on the line and have the most creative, original things all the time.
No, I mean,
And it's-
lately they haven't.
No, and it's tough. Don't get me wrong. They're a TV show that never stops. It's always on. So it's there's going to be things that get rehashed and
Yeah.
aren't original. But just originality, creativity. I think beating Finn Balor in 2 minutes or whatever it was fine. I don't think it really hurt. I mean, it obviously hurt Finn Balor in a way, but it's not like you're gonna,
Was it how quick? Was it that quick?
Oh yeah, it couldn't have been more than 2 or 3 minutes. Like,
See, to me, I might have been like so caught
Maybe
up
even
in
less.
in the rapture. Like it felt like not like long, but I was just into it, even though it was
Finn-
like small.
Finn had like a little flurry of.
Yeah, he had a little flurry of offense, right?
I hate
Yeah,
that white
of
gear
offense.
so much. There's
Really?
something about white trunks that I just can't.
You know what I hate?
They just
about
look
it?
like diapers.
Dude, is the jackets. It's like I hate the switches of the jackets all the time. It looks so fucking corny to me.
Oh,
when
like
he
blue
wears-
jacket,
he'll wear
red
a
jacket.
yeah, like that looks so trashy, man.
yeah,
Just
the-
wear a black leather jacket at all times. I
Yeah,
don't care
I'm
what
not
your-
against that at all.
Like, I don't care where your undies are. Like, dude, you're fucking,
Your undies?
you know what I mean?
Your
It looks so corny when he wears the red jacket or the blue. I
Yeah.
hate it. I've hated it for so long. I love Finn Balor, but I hate the jackets, man.
Yeah, and I gotta be honest too. I hated that they didn't stick to the pride thing. How
Yeah.
he did it, and then we're going to Saudi Arabia, so we can't bring it there. And it's just like, well, then why did you even fucking do it?
The same
you
with him and
can't-
Sonya.
Yeah, exactly. If you're not gonna do it, then don't do it. Like, I commit to it. You know what I mean? Especially that timing was awful with the Saudi Arabia stuff. But yeah, I don't know. I thought they could have stuck to that a little bit more. But I don't want to pick on Finn Balor in this segment because this segment's definitely for Bray Wyatt.
I like the fact
Yeah.
of that what he was trying to represent with the White being the good guy and the Fiend being such a dark, evil character. You know,
That's very true.
Something else I want to ask. Did anyone else think that when the match started that he was going to take the mask off?
no.
No, I didn't
No,
think
no.
so personally.
I thought it was going to come off. I don't know why. I did.
Like, you thought that from day one, ever since we seen the Fiend. You're like,
Yeah.
that's just kind of a ring attire.
Yeah, I thought it was just like entrance
Dude,
gear.
they were selling them. You could buy them at the superstore. They were selling those masks, and they were selling the
If
buzzard.
I come over here to do a podcast and you're wearing one of those fucking
They
things,
had-
I'm leaving.
They had the buzzard too. I forgot to tell you about that. They had the Mercy. Is that his name? Mercy the buzzard.
I don't know.
They had a puppet
Sure.
of Mercy the buzzard. You could have bought too. They were sold.
Donovan's dying over
sold
here.
out.
I love it with the mask.
Sold the fuck out. The masks were.
It's creepy as fuck.
Oh yeah, totally.
But the whole lantern thing with the mask around it,
Oh
like
my-
the face of Bray,
Yeah, yeah.
it was just like, who comes up with this shit?
That
But it was creative and I loved it.
creepy.
Oh my god.
That lantern, whatever you want to call it. And I didn't realize until I had heard a show that there's no handle. The handle is him holding the hair.
the hair.
Oh shit.
Like, that's so fucked up
because-
and creepy,
And
man.
that's why it would have been different for us watching as opposed to you being there, because on TV, the camera, it was just dark.
Yeah, you couldn't see much.
You hear the music, you see the lights, and then the camera is immediately on the mask. I didn't know it was a mask at first.
Oh shit!
Because I
thought it was
happened to
just
look.
crazy face paint. Yeah.
I looked at my phone and then I looked up to watch the screen and I was like, oh, here comes the Fiend. And I was like, what the fuck? And like,
man, kids were scared. Apparently, I heard kids that had to fucking change the channel.
That's
and
wicked though.
that's why it's working.
Oh, totally.
Yeah, I don't want to sound like corny or too much on it of how I am, but like, dude, this to me felt like special. Like I had as a wrestling fan watching this, like I was so glued in.
Yeah.
I felt like hope, in a weird way.
I
Like,
completely
there's still
this
understand.
character and just everyone, the reaction, the little things he was doing in the ring. Like I don't know if you guys picked up, but like he did this one thing where he tilted his head like that, like a Michael Myers, like he just looked at Finn like that, and then he did the whole thing where he was kind of battling with himself. He was like. And not wanting to do it, he didn't know what to do.
He did the Bray thing where he leaned back in the corner.
But he even did it like that was even more of an extreme way.
Yeah,
that he did it because he went even further back, and Finn sold it perfectly because Finn kind of reacted to it like, "What the hell's wrong with this guy?"
Yeah,
and it was really, really good. Yeah,
yeah. The music on point. The lantern creepy as all hell.
Yeah,
and I love that he's adopted the mandible claw.
Yes,
because it fits.
Yeah.
It absolutely fits.
It totally fits, and the fact that he used it on McFoley first.
Yeah,
like the first time we ever seen him do that was on McFoley.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk quickly just about the ending because I know you guys wouldn't have seen it. So the match ended, and then you guys would have seen. I'm not sure what all the beeping is tonight, guys. I'm gonna try and figure that out in post. But he had kind of appeared up at the top of the stage.
Okay.
So the match finished.
And then it went black.
And then all of a sudden he was at the top of the stage and he kind of was like looking back like this. I said to Donovan, like, yeah, he booked it. Like he got out of the ring and he booked it like Usain Bolt up the top of the ramp. And then all of a sudden he was at the top of the ramp and then they did that cutback shot. The one other little thing, I don't know if you saw it, Shane, me and Donovan were talking about it, the hands on his chest. He had the Drake logo on his chest.
I didn't even notice.
Yeah, like the praying hands or whatever on the cover of the 6 or whatever. What album is that from?
I guess technically it's from like if you're reading this, it's too late.
Yeah, the white.
Era.
Yes, exactly. So those hands were on like Bray's chest, but it was just black on black, so you really kind of had to.
Oh, okay. No,
but I like the subliminal. It's like it's Toronto.
Yeah.
The last little thing I want to get to from this match before we get to the main event: are we gonna see the Fiend cut a promo ever? And on top of that, are we gonna see Mr. Rogers on Raw ever?
I hope. I'd like to see it, but.
How do you think? Because if you had to ask me what I think they're going to do, I don't think we're ever going to see The Fiend unless he's wrestling. I think we're going to see The Fiend in matches, and we're going to see Mr. Rogers on TV, and that's it.
Yeah.
At least for now.
That would work, yeah.
So the promos will be done, Rambling Rabbit and everybody will be on TV and all that stuff, and he can cut the promos on whoever he's wrestling, but then when you see him, he's The Fiend. I love it, and I don't know where I was listening to, or somebody brought up the fact that each of his gloves, one says hurt and one says heal.
Yeah.
And he puts up the hurt one to his face, and we haven't seen what happens when he puts up the heal one to his face. So it could be like he likes that person. I don't know. But either way.
Yeah, no, I agree. I like
intriguing.
It like that too. I don't want to see promo from The Fiend.
No, fuck no.
No.
And I don't think we're going to. I think they're going to keep it that way.
But I wouldn't be upset, like I told you, if we got the Firefly Funhouse live. Like if we get
it would be kind of cool.
The live version of that on the even if it's on the stage and they can't do it in the ring because they need puppets or whatever.
Yeah,
that would work. But overall, we'll move on. I got to do it one more time because WWE deserves it more than
for that. Yeah, absolutely.
One more question for you guys.
Yeah. By all means.
Do you want to see the Demon against The Fiend? Do you want that at some point?
I think they're eventually doing it.
Way down the line.
I mean,
for WrestleMania.
Yeah.
It's
even
place,
Mania.
You know what I mean? I think that's good.
Because there's no way that they should have The Fiend losing.
No. No, I think even in that sense, he'd be the first guy to beat the fucking Demon. That's what I would do.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Get it to Mania. Finn can go away. He can come back later, and we can do some other shit. And
I don't want to say no, but like, I would say I think that would be a better idea if they didn't just have a match.
What's that?
Like Finn. Like I think if Bray would have squashed Mojo Rawley on the weekend, and then we got Demon Finn fighting The Fiend for the first time as the Demon, losing. I just think Finn losing twice to him, even though this was just a little squash, that's not going to help Finn at all.
I think that's my fear too, because I think if they do that...
Because he should win The Fiend at Mania, you're right.
Yeah, no, he 100% should, but I fear with WWE logic, the Demon will go over.
Unfortunately. Which isn't what The Fiend needs, let alone Bray Wyatt at WrestleMania. Has
But
the guy ever won at Mania?
But we also have a long ways off until Mania.
Well, see, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Then
Totally.
again, who knows what the stakes could be if it's a title on the line?
Yeah,
maybe
absolutely.
he can afford to lose at that point.
Bray,
sure.
you mean?
No,
Yeah.
Or Finn?
Finn.
Because if
Yeah.
he was a champion, then yeah, you're right.
Maybe
Then that could
it's
work.
way-
That could work. Should we move on, guys?
Yeah.
Here we go.
The old main event: Seth Rollins, Brock Lesnar.
Yes.
Fuck.
So should we let you just rant for a good 5 minutes?
Well, I don't really have much to say other than like, I was watching this like I would watch a basketball game
What did
or
I say to you?
a UFC fight, or just I was watching it purely bought in, purely with one team that I wanted to win, and that was Brock Lesnar, and that was it. Like it was hard for me to get invested in the story because of how fucking brutal Seth Rollins looked coming into this match.
Yeah.
I couldn't handle the limping last week.
That's-
What, you reading a text?
No, because I couldn't remember what I said to you, and I was like, the match was good, and you thought I was being
I
sarcastic.
thought you were being
remember
sarcastic. That's why I
after.
didn't
But
text
no.
you. Or what did I text you back? Haha or
Well,
LOL?
First you texted me ... and then
Yeah.
you said LOL.
Okay, so I'll start this off by just saying I thought the match was really great.
I think that they did have a good match. I got to be
And
honest.
this is it's what I've said from day one. I'm over the Brock squashes.
Mm-hmm.
That's
the
what I'm done
Suplex
with.
City, bitch.
The Suplex City, and that's probably what we're gonna get with Brock and Kofi. But if it happens,
Donovan
if it
would be
happens,
happy to see that one.
which I will too at this point. But I'm still in some ways I'm over it.
Yeah.
But this match, when Brock goes in there to wrestle, it's always good. Okay, most of the time it's good.
It's not. That's not
No,
from
I
me
know.
though.
No, okay, I don't know. Just continue.
So I really enjoyed the match. I legit thought something was going to happen at the end because they just felt like Seth was celebrating too long.
Yeah.
I
Does that make
left.
sense?
Oh yeah, like right away.
Oh yeah,
I figured you did.
pretty much. I don't even know if I stayed. Like I saw a picture of him standing on the announce table, and I definitely didn't see him standing on the announce table because I didn't. I just, I don't know. Maybe send me a message, guys, if I'm an idiot. But I just didn't want to see Seth Rollins win this title. I didn't think the story leading in made any sense as far as him. I don't know. I don't have a lot to say other than the fact that I just didn't like it. And I guess it's grown on me a little bit because the Seth Rollins promo that he cut on Monday was great. And him being the champion is fine. It's not that I have a problem with Seth as the champion. I just had a problem with that character going into that match, Mr. limping around, getting beat up, going in and winning the championship. Not only that, he said last week on Raw, I'm going to beat Brock Lesnar. I'm going to go to SummerSlam and I'm going to win and I'm going to beat Brock Lesnar. He said it last week, a week ago.
Mm-hmm.
Comes out on Monday Night Raw and says, I wouldn't have been able to beat Brock Lesnar if it wasn't for you guys. Well, that's not what you said last week. So, I don't know. I like Seth in the sense that like he's a good wrestler. He can cut a promo. He looks a little too much like Roman to be, the top guy. These guys need to change the long hair and the beards. I'm never going to budge on that until it changes. But it just, I wasn't excited when he won. That's all. The guys all around me.
Yeah, no. Hey.
The guys around me were going insane. They're, chirping Brock Lesnar, buddy, with the fucking song I was telling you about before we hit record.
I love it.
Making fun of Brock Lesnar's music and chanting same old shit to Randy. These are the hardcore wrestling fans, the NXT fans that don't like the Brock Lesnars and the Randy Ortons of the world. But I like to think with logic sometimes and not just, who's the best in-ring worker? Seth did not look good going into that match. So I was speaking from a logic point of view. And I said to you guys last week, I'm a Brock Lesnar guy. I'm a Paul Heyman guy. I had to say that. And I know that this isn't going to be forever. So knowing that Brock had the belt for a little bit longer wouldn't have made me mad because, like I said, once he loses it, he'll probably win another belt.
Yeah.
Before he's done.
Yeah.
But who knows? That could be Brock's last world title run ever.
And with Brock, you never know.
Yeah, not to say it is or it isn't, but it definitely could be. And I was just soaking that in. You know what I mean? So I guess congrats to Seth on the big win. I didn't think I'd say that, but...
He's now a 3-time Universal Champion.
3-time? Yeah, because
Yeah.
he... Wait, no, when was his first time?
Oh, wait, twice?
Yeah,
No,
2-time. 2-time. Because he's won the WWE Championship.
You know
But
what's
he's beat
funny
Brock twice.
Yeah.
about you saying
So
that?
2-time.
And then he won it the first time in the match with Balor. Well, I guess that was the inaugural one, whatever.
But Balor won.
Oh, Balor did
Yeah,
win.
yeah, no,
Shit,
that-
sorry.
Sorry. That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, no. Balor won because
Balor won
Balor's
that.
been a champion and he had to vacate it the next night on Raw.
That's right.
And his career's never gone anywhere since then, unfortunately, as far as that high.
That injury really hurt.
Yeah, oh yeah. What were you saying though, Don?
Sorry, Donovan.
Oh no, I was just thinking. I'm usually good with those kind of facts, but it just goes to show you maybe about Seth Rollins that I really like. I was confused I couldn't think of it.
Yeah.
I'm usually really good with that.
Oh, the number of title reigns.
Seth's not the guy, man. That's all. That's how I feel.
I seen a picture today,
He's
and
not, he's just not.
people that beat Brock Lesnar twice.
And this might sound fucking crazy, man, from me, but Roman Reigns is more the guy than Seth Rollins, and that's that's honestly how I feel. That's honestly how I feel.
That's a to each his own type of opinion
that's
there.
honestly
But
how I feel.
Seth Rollins could cut 18,000 promos around Roman Reigns, and Roman wouldn't even know what the fuck to say.
I'm talking about the fans and shit too. Like
Yeah.
we when we were at SmackDown, I said to you, I was like, look at the people, like people just people do like that. Roman's
But he's still not. I don't think he's ever gonna catch on to the people like us, the people that do podcasts, and the people that really like Roman.
I don't hate him.
Roman, I don't hate him
he's
anymore
caught
either.
on to me in that sense, like I
don't trust me, and I cheered for him a couple times on SmackDown.
like,
I don't. It's not like I used to, and I wasn't booing him that much. He's just not special to me. He's just a guy.
I think
good at
I think
in the
he's
ring.
got more special than Seth Rollins, though.
Really?
Yeah, I'm
I-
saying that. Yeah, I am.
This-
I am. I'll go out and I'll say it. Yeah,
I don't know.
put that out there.
Put it out there.
This is a clip.
This might have to be like continued on in coming weeks because I don't know, man. We might have to do our research and come back and have a
LookBack is going to be taking a hiatus because Nick and Donovan are going to come to blows here.
No, we might actually get.
I'm fucking kidding.
We might
dude.
bring you back next week, Shane. You can facilitate a little debate between the two of us. I can get my rebuttals ready, and Donovan can have his.
Well,
and-
here's mine.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
I think promo-wise, Rollins has it all over Reigns.
Yeah.
Okay.
And in the ring. Connection with the crowd's the only one that's not.
I think the thing with Reigns in the ring is
what Rollins
he
isn't
got
that good.
Reigns got shit on for so long, just because it was the Cena syndrome. He was pushed down our throats, and we were tired of it.
Yeah, I still as much as
So
and
there was
I don't know
wrong with Roman.
I'll say this much though: we've seen the both sides of Seth Rollins, and everybody I think here is in agreement that heel is better for him.
Absolutely,
right?
100%.
We haven't got to see that from Roman Reigns. I'm just saying. That's all. I'm just saying.
Well, because when he was heel as part of the Shield,
That's a good point.
He never talked.
Yeah.
So
we've never got to see him be like
full out.
The bad guy.
No, the only Roman Reigns bad guy promo I've ever seen is that one I
little-
always talk about
yeah.
in NXT, and that was awesome. So that's a good point. I'll give you that. That is a really good point because we don't have that double comparison with Roman Reigns, which we do with Seth. Yeah. And I'm not going to argue about who connects more with the fans. I'm not an idiot, and I know Roman connects with majority of not just the casual fans, the diehards too. But
he does. Yeah,
how many
for sure.
fucking vests did we see this weekend, man?
Oh yeah, and sure, yeah, no, he's
a lot.
No,
You know how many dudes I seen just wearing a vest and Roman gloves, and their long hair? Yeah, too many. Too many. That's the same face I was making.
I don't
But
even know how to
and
respond
the girl,
to that.
the girl sitting in front of us she had a "It's My Yard" shirt.
Yeah,
she was going crazy.
She was going crazy for Roman.
Sammy, a friend of ours who came with us, his wife, she's a Roman Reigns fan. Like people, I don't know, girls like him. Like
I feel like there's been a turn in the tide since he's been back.
Well, it's because he hasn't been like, hey guys, he's in your face. Hey,
yeah.
it's Roman Reigns. Hey, Roman Reigns.
That's helped me too, honestly.
It's been a huge.
It's helped me too because
it's been huge.
Even with this storyline, he's not even really wrestling right now. Like he didn't have a match at SummerSlam,
which is still crazy to me.
My hope, though, because this is what I get worried about, is that this isn't all done on purpose. Because by the time we get to Fox, then he is going to be back in that spot again, and it's like, okay, we'll ease off of him for now.
Yeah.
And then when we get on to Fox, it's Roman time. It's spear and Superman punch time to everybody. So, I don't know. I guess anything else, Seth and Brock, probably not.
No, I mean it was a really good match. I was happy with the result because Brock is now not champion.
Yeah,
but that's just me.
No, I can safely say that during the match too, there was definitely points that I was under the impression Seth was probably going to win, but there was points where I was like, oh, is Brock retaining?
Oh yeah.
And then Braun will come out, get the pop, and they'll start some
That'll
shit.
be the babyface thing. Yeah.
That's what I was. But it was good. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it for what it was.
What one last thing? What's next for Brock? What's next for Seth? It can be a person or just a.
I think this is now going to be Seth and Braun.
Babyface, double babyface, kind of what we got playing off the end of Raw.
Maybe unless they turn Braun heel.
No.
But I don't want them to because I think it's a really bad idea.
Please no. And
It's a really bad idea.
And what I talked about, he posted that clip about, listen to the crowd. Like,
Yeah.
I think that's him kind of showing WWE, like, hey, please don't fucking turn me right now. Like, do you not see the reaction I'm getting?
Yeah, I think it would be a really bad idea. So I don't know where they go with it.
Mhm.
Do I think now we could finally be on a road to Braun finally capturing the championship?
Yeah,
Maybe. I'd like to think so. I mean, they had a prime opportunity. They dropped the ball. Then they tried to push it again. It didn't work. Now he's in that position again where he could do this. Let's see what he can do as champion. Like, I'm all for it. But I don't know. I like Braun. So.
Yeah.
Sorry. I'm laughing because I'm in my head and I was just thinking of shit. I don't want to jump back into the debate, but
Roman Reigns?
No,
Here we go.
No, but I think, like, if done right, if treated correctly, Braun and Roman in like 2 years, not a year, like 2 years, that could be a fucking huge.
Bro, I
main
think
event.
Roman helped
Absolutely.
make
I mean,
Braun.
like two good guys going to.
Yeah.
I can see like them both being good guys at a Mania in like 2-3 years, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be awesome if done right.
Yeah.
If done right.
Totally. And I mean, I guess we
But,
can.
Sorry about.
Yeah, I get to that
answer-
before because I got one other thing I want to talk about after
to,
this
To answer your question about what's next,
for either one of them.
for some reason, I almost feel like that AJ and Seth might do, even though AJ has a belt, I feel like they might do something with these two again.
I'd be so about it.
Yeah.
But see, now I was thinking something about that for Clash of Champions, but
Oh,
both
no.
titles have to be on the line.
I got an idea though. Here's one for you. Maybe they do this. Maybe they, because Ricochet and AJ aren't necessarily done.
No.
You know what
No.
I mean? So
Yeah.
maybe that is the number one contender match, and maybe Ricochet is the one who challenges Seth, and that's like a one-off, something different.
Yeah.
I would
for
love
Clash.
that.
You know what I mean?
I would love that. I don't know if we're going to get Braun right away
No, I don't either.
because I don't think
Yeah.
Braun should be losing, and I don't think Seth shouldn't be losing right now.
Not now. No.
I'd be open to Bobby Lashley though too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They'd have to treat him
They gotta-
well
yeah.
to do something like that, which they don't do.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep my opinion on Bobby Lashley to myself.
Speaking of Bobby Lashley,
Who else did you ask me about?
well,
Sorry.
Brock, I kind of,
Brock,
what's
okay, I'll
next
give
for
you
Brock,
that.
but Seth, I think I'm going to go left field, like call up Johnny or do something wild. Give me somebody who's not on Raw right now
Yeah.
to just come out and challenge Seth, and then, I don't know, maybe we can get somebody else bitching, oh, why does he get an opportunity? And then that guy can beat the guy who's bitching about you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Justify why that guy's in the position that he's in. Brock, I don't see anybody for Brock right now. I think it's hiatus time for a little bit because I don't. Who can feud Brock? No one's gonna beat him. First of all, because he just lost to Seth. He needs to get some heat back on him.
Yeah.
And who can afford losing to Brock right now? That isn't just a squash match. Like who can afford to be in a feud, a long-term or short-term story with Brock and afford to lose? I can't think of someone.
I can't. I don't know. And like I said, we talked with this earlier, and I think the next time we're going to see Brock is going to be SmackDown.
On
and that's
Fox.
So, that's
On
not that
Fox.
far away.
Oh,
No,
it's like October 4th,
a month
isn't
and a
it?
half.
Yeah, I'm excited for that.
Yeah, because I was thinking hiatus too, but then when you say that, I don't know, because I would think maybe he'll be gone until like a Survivor Series,
Maybe
even
two,
later,
yeah.
maybe even later.
And see, I also think if they eventually put the Universal title on Braun,
Yeah.
then he could feud with Brock.
Yeah, yeah.
But
We'll see.
We'll see.
Something special.
I don't know what this is.
Moments of the night.
Dun, dun,
Moments of the night.
dun, dun, dun.
Here we go. We're bringing it back. The Look Back Show segment.
That felt clashy, like Clash of Champions.
Oh, it's because it's my boy Chris Masters, bro. It's like classic Chris Masters. Yeah, moments of the night, memorable moments. We don't always do this on the round table, but I figure it's a big show. It's SummerSlam. We did it for WrestleMania. I think we did it for WrestleMania.
So we're not talking match, we're talking moments.
This is just, something that you're going to remember 5 years, 1 week, 10 years, whenever. Something from this SummerSlam that's kind of your moments of the night.
Well, okay. The Fiend's entrance.
Yeah, that's...
Absolutely. I think that's on all of ours.
Definitely.
Trish was home.
Yeah.
Having Trish home was a big deal. But if we're just going to talk about a single moment, that bump off the apron is just all
For
I can
Trish.
think about.
No,
I'm sorry.
I'm with
I know
you.
it sounds ridiculous, but it's all I can think about because it legit looked like she broke something. And I was like, I gasped out loud.
No, it's a good one to bring up. Those are all three things that I would have brought up as well.
Yeah.
Don?
Yeah, I think I've said it all earlier.
Yeah, I figure we've rehashed a lot of it, but I wanted to play the clip.
Definitely all the Fiend stuff.
Yeah.
All of it, whether the little things he did in the ring, the camera angle at the end when he was standing on the aisleway, it was like a horror movie, like that angle with the music and
it had those vibes for sure.
everything about that. To give you, just to add a little piece to it as well, another like side moment maybe was when we were at SmackDown, probably the Buddy Murphy Roman Reigns match.
Yeah, I want to get to that a little bit and talk a little bit about that as well after this.
I really enjoyed that. First SmackDown ever for me too, so that was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Myself, I don't always have positive ones. I think it's the Seth Brock. I'm not going to forget that. I'm not going to ever. I'll be 50 years old. I'm not going to forget sitting in that seat and having every single person around me stand up to the point where I couldn't even see in front of me because it was all people standing when he won and me sitting there like, motherfucker. That sucks. And not that the match was shit. The match was great. I just was so invested in Brock retaining that championship and Seth not being the champion. Again, I think that might be that or some of the stuff that Shane talked about, Trish and her being there and just, what was the other one you mentioned, the first thing you said? Sorry.
The Fiend.
Yes, the Fiend entrance.
Yeah.
All major stuff, but kind of me remembering that moment, that literal moment in time when Seth hit that 3 is probably one of the ones for me. Yeah, quickly before we I'm going to do the F1 update and then we'll pretty much get out of here. But I did want to talk about that match quickly because it's worth at least bringing up.
Oh, it absolutely is.
The Buddy Murphy Roman Reigns, and it's giving more credit to Roman Reigns, maybe some more points for Donovan in the debate next week, because I got to say, I have it written in my notes somewhere right here. That's the best Roman match I think I've ever seen, in my opinion. And I'm not saying it's his best match he's ever had. I'm not going to go out on a limb and say that because it's probably not, but it's my favorite match I've ever seen him have.
It's, in my books, one of the best television matches of the year.
Yeah, on TV, non pay-per-view.
Yes, bar none.
Totally agree.
To these people that saying, "Oh, Roman buried Buddy," he didn't bury anybody.
No, you don't know what that means. If
that
to you is a burial, then
is buried, then you don't know what that word means. Because yes, Buddy lost that match. No one thought Buddy was going to win. Okay,
I kind of did.
I mean,
we did. We were in the
near
crowd.
the end.
We were in the crowd.
I think near the end, maybe it got a little like holy shit, but I think the way that they worked together, they completely clicked. Everything in that match worked. Right off the bat, when he gives him that giant knee to the face and Roman went down, I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, man. And the crowd was loving that match. Like we were in attendance for that match, and it was, everybody was on their feet.
It was so good.
The spear at the end was insane, and you talked about it earlier, Buddy Murphy kicking out of a Superman punch. I talked about it to you. We talked a lot about this for any of the listeners. We talked a lot about this before we hit record, but Roman kind of looking over to him after he got the pin when the match was over, like shit, that guy's pretty tough.
Yeah, he really came at me. Yeah,
he gave me a run for my money. Who is this guy?
Yeah, exactly.
That match did more for Buddy Murphy than I think almost, and maybe I'm speaking out of turn, but than any match on television in the last 6 months that I've seen for any single match. That did more for him in one single match than I've seen any other single match do for someone on TV, on Raw and SmackDown.
I just hope
that it actually matters.
That it matters. That's my fear. That's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah.
So,
how about the music, Don?
Oh yeah, fuck. Yeah, I was a little disappointed they changed Buddy Murphy's music.
They did.
Yeah. His music was sick before. We were talking about it in the ring. It was like some dubstep trippy shit.
Yeah, it was different.
And now he's just got generic. It sounds like just a rock song.
Yeah, it's not really the same.
Yeah, no.
That and a small little gripe I have, man, I guess after going 3 nights in a row, I love the big stage and everything that they do, and fucking kudos to everyone at WWE and behind the scenes and the guys who set up and tear down all that shit. But I miss fucking videos, man. Like, I miss the entrance video.
Absolutely.
Like, I don't like how long does that stage set up take just for fucking people's names? Like, that's it. It's all there just so they can put their name up.
Yeah.
It's like the name's on the bottom of the screen anyway, and we all pretty much know who they are. The only person I seen that had a video was Goldberg this weekend. He had and it was all clips of him doing jackhammers in WCW and spearing people, and I
didn't even notice that.
He had like an actual Jumbotron video, and maybe it wasn't on the big jumbo, but it was on like the one above the ring, like the kind of the hockey scoreboard type Jumbotron. Yeah, I don't know, but the match for Roman and Buddy, amazing. Well done.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what else to say other than it was just it was
great.
Yeah, it was Roman putting guys over, man.
Well, on the topic of the arena shit, I just wanted to speak on this for me.
Totally.
I noticed, I said it to you, man, the music is really louder. Like, it's loud. It's weird.
Loud in the arena, even in the vocals. Like when Daniel.
Oh, really?
Like to me, that was different from even 2016 Survivor Series, man. Like I noticed that significantly.
Huh.
It was really
I didn't
loud.
pick up on it that much. Like from, I think it's because I've been to shows
You've been to a lot, yeah.
in between.
Yeah.
But yeah, the music was loud. I noticed the mics were super loud. And then like just when Daniel Bryan was cutting his thing on SmackDown, it was like kind of peaking. The levels were peaking. I could tell that the audio was at its peak.
Right. Okay.
And then kind of off topic from the SmackDown, but I know Donovan, you wanted to talk a little bit about 205 Live and the unfortunate circumstances surrounding 205 Live and its show and wrestlers.
Yeah, well, we talked a bit about it in our seats at the show, just how
a third of the crowd got up and left as soon as the main event was over.
Yeah.
Randy Orton.
Like
maybe not a third. I don't know, a quarter to a third, and then you know what? Like we'll talk about it. The people on the phone and stuff.
Yeah.
But I think what bugged me more than anything, and I'm just thinking from if I was Drew Gulak or if I was whoever.
Yeah.
In the arena, they have the dark match. The dark match was Heavy Machinery versus Daniel Bryan and Eric Rowan.
Oh, really? Okay.
Was it good? I didn't stay.
It was a dark match. It was just shenanigans and antics from a lot of interaction with Daniel Bryan in the crowd.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Heavy
okay.
Machinery, the guy doing his whole thing.
Yeah.
And,
Worm.
Man,
it was fun. It was fun.
He's hilarious. With side topic about him, he's hilarious in that whole Mandy Rose obsession. Like I can't. It's to the point where I don't even know if it's real or a work. He posted a picture of her in a bikini today on his account and like was talking about her. I'm like, this is insane. But yeah, just the I forget what I was going at, but the phone calls and stuff from the buddy that we heard behind us. Is that what I was?
Oh yeah, the guy behind us. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, just the people saying he's overheard on the phone, and his buddy was down on the floor, and he's like, "Oh yeah, they're saying that this doesn't matter. Like the you can come down and sit wherever you want. Like this isn't part of the show." And when we heard when we heard that, it's like, whoa, like that's what the security guards were saying. To like,
Shit.
So we're like, fuck me. And I just remember what I was gonna say before was the dark match. They build that in the arena as the main event. So the way they put it out on the speakers. And don't forget our main event this evening, Heavy Machinery versus Daniel Bryan and Eric Rowan. And it's just like, okay, first of all, the main event was a 6-man tag on SmackDown. And then the main event of the next show is Drew Gulak and Oney Larkin for the Cruiserweight Championship. And you're taking...
it was pretty much like buried.
Pretty much, yeah, man. Like,
wow.
Especially when you're announcing in the crowd the main event, don't forget about the main event later. It's like... You really want to be on 205 Alive at that point. Fuck.
Yeah. And the strategy I feel like worked, though, because I feel like that kept a lot of people around.
Oh,
the
definitely.
The fact that they got to see Daniel Bryan alone,
Totally.
Was a
and I'm not,
selling
yeah.
point.
I guess it is a good idea from WWE's standpoint.
Yeah, for
it
sure.
It just makes the cruiserweights not only feel bad, but look even worse.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Shout out to Drew Gulak, though. I like his shit. He's good, man. He's real good.
Yeah, his stuff is definitely working.
I was pissed no Chad Gable, that's all.
Yeah.
That's the last thing.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No.
I just think we get to see him.
I was pretty upset we didn't get to see him, to be honest. But he's
in the King of the Ring.
Is he?
Yep.
We didn't even talk about that tonight. We've been too busy.
Yeah, I didn't know if we were going to do a little thing on it now. Or
we can if you want. The only thing I got left is the F1 update.
Sure.
If you want to talk a little King of the Ring, how about we just get a prediction? I've got that list somewhere on my phone. If I can pull up of the attendees,
Yeah.
the Raw and SmackDown, just give me a second or two.
It's interesting. I feel like there's a lot of guys. Honestly, there's a
That
lot of guys
could
that I
take
could
it.
that I could see with.
I already
with it.
have. I have a fear.
So SmackDown
What?
is Ali, Andrade, Apollo, Buddy, Gable, Elias, Owens, and Benjamin. I think we should just each pick one guy from SmackDown that we think is going to be in the finals, and then we'll each pick one guy from Raw. And then Shane, hopefully maybe you can come on the show again in the next few weeks or so, but
I'll be here whenever you want me.
and we can talk more about it.
I would pick Andrade.
Yeah.
Because I think when you look at his pairing with Zelina, I think like King and Queen almost kind of thing. So
that would work. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
King Andrade. I don't know. I'm thinking King Booker. I'm going to go with Kevin Owens just because it's Kevin Owens and he's by far the biggest name in there. Don't get me wrong. I'm under the impression that he's probably going to get screwed over at some point by Shane McMahon in this tournament. But still.
Well, is the SmackDown?
That's just SmackDown for now. Do you want me to name again? Or?
No. It's okay. Sorry. Yeah. Probably very unlikely, and you'd probably know what I'm gonna say. But I'm gonna say they do some crazy shit, and they let Chad Gable go to the finals, and he loses in the finals. To I already know who.
We'll get it. I thought you were gonna say Ali. I really did.
Nah, I just his character. I could never see and they do that from time to time. Like when Edge won, Edge to me didn't strike me as a king of the ring.
I saw a picture of that today though, and I didn't know about this when he won. Did he not? Was he not the king? Because I just saw a picture of him holding it looked like the fucking a trophy, a memorial cup trophy.
It was different.
It wasn't like a king thing.
But which worked to me
totally
because I didn't want. I was looking at him and his character. You can't.
I didn't want him in a robe and a crown and a scepter.
No, totally. Yeah, that makes sense.
But I just thought of something else too. Sorry, I'll say this really quick.
Yeah.
You have Elias and you have Kevin Owens in there. I could see McMahon. I could see Shane screwing Owens and then taking the win for himself. And Shane trying to be king of the ring.
That could be what we talked about and how, Shane
that would actually be really funny though.
Yeah,
honestly.
it would be. It would be. And then maybe Kevin could fight him for the right to be king. They could have a match for who is the real king.
Yeah.
No, that shit's money.
That would be good.
I'd be okay with Shane McMahon as the king with the crowd. Just
fuck. And the Jordans, the gold that can get some fucking diamonds in the Jordans. We got
who do we have on Raw?
Baron Corbin, Cedric Alexander, Cesaro, Drew McIntyre, The Miz, Ricochet, Sami Zayn, and Samoa Joe.
I'm gonna just say exactly what I think. I think it's gonna be Baron Corbin.
Oh my god!
Really?
I do.
Hope not, man.
The company loves this man, and I don't understand. Someone needs to explain this to me.
Well, he's been off TV for a little while.
Yeah, they kept him off.
He was off SummerSlam. He's been off since what's it called?
Since Extreme Rules.
Yeah, since the tag match in the main event.
Yeah. So was Lacey Evans actually, for that matter.
She was actually on main event when I was at Raw.
Was she?
She beat Dana Brooke in a dark. Well, on main event.
Of course, she beat Dana Brooke.
The match actually wasn't bad.
No, I love Dana Brooke.
Oh yeah, so do I. I got a really good picture of her. I'll show you later.
Donovan's what?
No, I was just gonna. Speaking of not bad matches, I want to just throw it out to the world quick. But I really fucking enjoyed Drew and Cedric on Raw. That match was wicked.
It was great.
When you talk about things with building guys too, similar to the Roman,
absolutely,
Buddy situation, I thought.
No, totally. I'm gonna go with Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, that's who I think. I think he's probably winning.
That's quite the accent
honestly.
there. Drew.
I think that's more. I don't know if that's the right.
I don't know what that was,
but I could totally see him rocking the fucking scepter and all that stuff, and just being real obnoxious about it.
Well, that's what imagine the story of a babyface little Chad Gable and Drew McIntyre in the finals. That'd be wicked.
Oh,
if Chad went on this little run,
but Chad's got to win at that point, man. You gotta give him. No, I would love.
No, at the end, he comes up just a little. It could still
out of nowhere, the Claymore out of nowhere, just like against Cedric.
Yeah.
That was a fucking good match.
Yeah,
that was a good match.
That's what I was. Yeah,
yeah, that's what.
Yeah, sorry, I was looking at the list there, but that Claymore, I didn't really see it. I was looking down for a second, and I looked up right as he was hitting the Claymore, and then the backflip. I was like, holy shit! And then it reminded me of it when Buddy Murphy did the backflip with Roman Reigns.
That's why they were both so good. Yeah,
they were trying to outdo each other.
So yeah, I'm gonna say that it's Kevin Owens, Buddy Murphy, or Kevin Owens, Drew McIntyre.
I'm honestly gonna say I can't really think I'm going back and forth now, but I think Baron Corbin's going to win the whole thing, to be honest.
Wow.
I do.
I hope Shane's wrong.
I hope I'm wrong. Please, I want to be wrong.
Yeah, I think
Drew.
I think Drew's gonna win.
Drew
it.
and Chad.
Yeah,
I like Donovan's Drew.
I like Donovan's idea.
I think that
Yeah.
Chad thing might be unlikely, but I think Drew is probably gonna win.
Totally.
But I could see Ricochet. Didn't Ricochet used to wear a little crown on the Indies too?
Yeah.
He did. So I could kind of see him.
Didn't he wear one when he first started in NXT?
Fuck
I
if
don't
I
know. He
know.
might have like on
I
the
thought he
early.
did.
All I remember about him in NXT is the first ever promo I seen him cut, and I wanted to turn my TV off.
Well, he's not a good talker.
No. He's gotten so much better just since he's been in WWE.
Yeah.
I just remember that first NXT promo. I was like, "Whew, this is gonna take some time."
Mike,
But
he used to wear this little crown.
Yeah,
I remember. I
trippy.
know on the Indies. So like, if he rocked that, I could see that style and them incorporating that to give him a little more than just being the guy who does flips and has the pew, which I hate.
I don't hate it as much as I used to, and when I heard it live,
just
it's
made my
cool
day.
live. I liked
Ricochet
it. I liked it
rabbit.
live.
I can't even. Like,
It sounds like Yosemite Sam like shooting his guns
that's what
off.
I mean. It does, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, might as well get to it.
There we go.
We're in the off-season-ish type summer break stuff right now for F1 update anyway, so I'm not going to do anything crazy. All I'm going to do is something I don't normally do every week. I'm going to give you a top 10 listing of the standings so far. I figured these are all the guys that finish in the points anyway, or most of the time. Hamilton with 250 points, Bottas 188, Verstappen 181, Vettel with 156, Leclerc 132, Gasly with 63, which is just fucking embarrassing, but we'll get to that in a second. Sainz with 58, Raikkonen with 31, Kvyat up in 20 with 27 in that podium he got 2 races ago, and Lando Norris, young little kid down there with 24 points. But yeah, I sorry Shane, I wasn't sure if you were trying to do something there.
I was just trying to
give you a hand. So I said this, and it's cool because you guys were both here last week when I did the update. So I said last week, Gasly's got to go. Remember
Yes.
I talked about Pierre Gasly's got to go.
Yes.
Well, he's gone.
Okay.
They swapped him because Red Bull has 2 teams. They've got Red Bull and then they've got Toro Rosso, which is Red Bull in Italian, and it's kind of like their lower level team, but they still race in Formula One. But they kind of can move drivers within those 2 teams, and the Red Bull is kind of the more top team.
Okay.
So Gasly was with Red Bull. His teammates Verstappen, like I said, his teammates up in 3rd place, and he's down in 6th with 63 points. He's not doing very well in comparison to the guy who's driving the exact same car as him, his teammate. So they swapped him. I said it last week. I'm like, this guy's got to go. I don't know if it's out of Formula One or back down to Toro Rosso, but yep, they swapped him. So he's going back down to Toro Rosso, and then Alexander Albon, whose first year in Formula One, is coming up to Red Bull to race with Max Verstappen. So as of, I think I said, what was it, September 1st, I think the first race is, when they get back to Spa, he'll be back up there in the Red Bull, or not back up there, but he'll be in the Red Bull for the first time as a Red Bull driver racing with Max Verstappen. So that's big news in the world of Formula One, in the sense that there's a mid-season driver change. This guy, and I don't know how much, I mean, I don't want to get into it too much, but the cars are completely different. As much as they're all Formula One cars, when that car is something you drive, that fast for that long, that often, it's an extension of your body. So you're literally relearning a lot of shit, because every little difference in how hard you're hitting the pedal and where the wheel turns, and even button placement. These cars have upwards of 100 buttons on the steering wheel where you're clicking one button, but that puts you to another menu of 10 more. So it's like, that's when I say 100, I don't physically mean 100. I mean one button could have 30 functions. So that's what I'm saying. But I don't know. It should be interesting to see. I think, honestly, I talked about Kvyat there with 27 points. He had a podium 2 races ago. I think he should have been the one to come up, seeing as it's kind of crazy. Verstappen, who's the guy that's in Red Bull now, was was put into Red Bull and replaced this guy, Daniel Kvyat, who's down at Toro Rosso now. Long story with him. He left Formula One and he came back and he's in Red Bull again. I think he should have been the one to come up to Red Bull and kind of go back to the team that he was once on. They chose to kind of take the younger guy of their 2, bring him up and see how it goes. I don't know. Like I said, it's just a big deal in the world of Formula One, and I don't want to get too long on the F1 update this week, especially because we're going a little long and there is no race coming up this weekend. But the only other thing that's to speculate on is the Mercedes seat. People are saying Bottas is probably out. It could be Bottas or maybe Esteban Ocon, who's a guy that I like. Like I said last week, though, I'm kind of cheering for Bottas because of how much my mom likes him. And then Verstappen, Ricciardo, George Russell. Anybody could really end up in this Mercedes seat. I'm not really sure. Everybody wants to be in that seat because it's probably the best car on the grid. So we'll wait and see with that. More silly season stuff coming up. One little thing just for any of the people that do enjoy the F1 segment, go check out 3 Legs, 4 Wheels. That's probably my favorite Formula One podcast that you're going to listen to. Amazing 3 guys out of the Isle of Man. I've probably shouted them out on here before. They had a little thing they were talking about this week because Red Bull and Honda are now struggling with kind of who they've got drivers to put in some of their cars. They mentioned that it would be pretty cool to see James Hinchcliffe, who's Toronto-born, Oakville, Canadian driver. I met him the last 2 years at the Indy. Super popular amongst Ontario and Canadian race fans and IndyCar fans in general. That he could maybe come over to Toro Rosso and race in Formula One for the first time because of his Honda ties and the fact that they race with a Honda engine. I got to be honest, probably not going to happen, but it's just cool to speculate, and that's kind of what the silly season is all about. But only other little tiny thing I just wanted to bring up, this isn't Formula One related, but McLaren, pretty big team in Formula One, second, third in all-time championships. They're going to be joining IndyCar next year. So they're going to be racing over in North America in the IndyCar series, and they're actually joining up with Schmidt-Peterson Aero Motorsport, which is Hinchcliffe's team, and they're going to be kind of McLaren SP Schmidt-Peterson. So, and I don't know. We'll see how that does, but it's exciting news for McLaren to be jumping over to IndyCar. And then they've locked down McLaren as well, the Formula One team. Little note, they locked down their 2 drivers for next year, Lando Norris, Carlos Sainz. Lando's kind of the young rookie, and Carlos is kind of bounced around from different teams, but the 2 of them are doing really well together at McLaren and kind of putting that car in places that maybe it shouldn't be, maybe it should be, but I don't know. Either way, they're doing a good job, and I don't know. That's the F1 update for this week. But that...
You know what time it is, guys? It's 9:59.
9:59. Time to hit that 9:59. Get out of here. Another long one. Roundtable, episode 49. 2 hours, 27 minutes, 28 minutes. It was a good one.
It was good. Yeah, it's great.
It's always good with you two. I mean, it's good with everybody, but I really enjoy doing the show with you two guys because I really feel like we get into the gritty and minutia. I use that word probably too many times tonight, but you know what I mean. We really get into it here on the Roundtable with you guys. I like it.
Absolutely.
So, anybody who hasn't checked out the show, go check it out. iTunes, Spotify, Podbean, YouTube. I mean, I'm sure if you're listening and you're 2 hours and 26 minutes in, you've checked out the show. But either way, hit the 5 stars, subscribe, like, share, comment. We appreciate all of that. Head over to Instagram, Twitter, at PW LookBack is where you can find us on there. Send us a DM. Comments, questions, concerns, anything. Like I said, we just like to hear from the listeners. The more the merrier, the more the better, you know. If you want to follow me on Twitter, it's at Salsa, SCELSA.
At Shane Avery.
At JustOn44.
That's all the guys here. If you want to send us an email, prowrestlinglookback@gmail.com is where you can do that. You can head over to teespring.com. No water bottle, like I said. teespring.com/prowrestlinglookback. T-shirts, mugs, stickers. Let us know if there's anything else you want on there. Let me know. Shoot me a text. Check out CBD, Pure Oxide CBD, that is our sponsor / associated with. Check them out. These guys making great products. Like I said, I've been checking them out for a couple weeks now, and you can find out more information at Pure Oxide CBD. Get in contact with Justin Brothers if you want more information about that. All that being said, this is the Roundtable, episode 49. I'm Nick.
I'm Shane.
And I'm Don, telling you to stay classy.